it mutes me every time I change versions.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody's still streaming on my end, but he's just killing time for me until we're ready.
I might as well have him keep doing it. Might as well have him keep doing it.
About 5 minutes out.
I'd say 5 minutes is a safe estimate of how far out we are, yeah.
I'm also, I'm gonna be watching Twitch for you, but I will probably have the stream turned off because, well, I shouldn't be able to see what you're doing.
Correct. Okay, do I have Twitch open? Yes, I do.
We have all parties present and accounted for. That's pretty awesome.
Terrific, terrific. Everyone's here. If everyone just wants to hop into roll 20, that'd be excellent.
Conrad's in, but he is muted and non-video currently. There he is. Okay. There's playing, just waiting on what's his face.
Hello?
Hello!
Hello?
Yep.
Mark Harl, you got us log into roll 20, and then we'll be good to go, I think.
There he is.
Alright. All parties present and accounted for.
Still waiting on my guys to finish, but that should be just a couple minutes more. I think we do have everything squared away. I'm sure you're gonna introduce for everybody.
Yeah, we'll be good. I'll do the introductions whenever. If you want to wait for your stream to go live, you know, we can wait the extra 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I still have this delightful peanut butter and jelly sandwich I need to finish.
Oh, yes. I was trying to make mine, but I'm like, I don't have enough time, so I'm just gonna power it through. I had an orange.
Well, I've also got these to get through. So if I don't eat beforehand, it's going to be an issue.
And then and then 5 Marauders appeared. Oh, shit.
Probably around like 7:30. I'm gonna go like make myself food.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just heating up Chinese. So, did my camera turn off?
It did freeze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for-
frozen.
Well, it happened. There we go.
Beautiful. Flip, are your guys almost ready to go?
I think so.
Not that I don't love the sound of my own voice, but I hate to give like 9 introductions.
Stop.
Are you drinking milk?
I am drinking milk. I am also eating peanut butter and jelly sandwich, so it's not that weird.
We had a big.
I don't know, drinking milk is kind of weird.
We had a discussion at work one day about this one guy asked if we like drank milk with dinner, and we're like, no. And he's like, I do. I'm like, and we were basically making fun of him. He was trying to make fun of us. It's basically a big battle now between us. So, you know, we always ask him like, oh, you're eating sushi tonight. You having milk with that?
Oh God!
Yeah, I never thought that was a real thing.
And it's a very old like 50s thing. Like,
And
Yeah, imagine eating like
Exactly.
spaghetti and meatballs with like a glass of milk or something. Like
yeah, that is actually really disgusting.
Dante was born in 1937. So.
Yeah, but that that 1950s thing kind of sums up Joe pretty appropriately.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Bow ties,
Yep.
drinking milk with my dinner.
Yep. The girls he likes were born in that generation.
Exactly,
The shows he
exactly.
played in that generation.
I'm definitely not attracted to anyone born after 1961, so.
Yeah. Post World War II.
Well, we have a moderator on site right now. High H Chloride coming in as my moderator tonight. Big Papa Vin might be stopping in as another moderator.
Oh, you mean the guy who's supposed to be playing with us?
Well, don't rub it into his salted wounds already.
On your Twitch thing, can you like put like what you're like? You know, how you like put playing Stardew Valley. Can you put like playing pen and paper games or no?
I've been trying to see what I can put.
Kind of what he did.
I'm pretty sure you can do because like there's people that play D&D on Twitch all the time.
No. Why are your names too big? Crazy.
Well, I think a major problem is that Mage the Ascension does not come up. Flip, are they almost ready, by the way?
Games?
No, I looked for pen and paper games. I looked for pen ampersand paper games. Couldn't find anything. Raise that up a little bit. For anyone watching on Twitch right now, I apologize for the delay. We're going to be dual streaming this, so as you already know, you can check it out, twitch.tv/ThrillJoeBaggins. If you want the storyteller, or I guess in D&D terms, the Dungeon Master's perspective. If you want a player perspective, you can go over to dopelives.com, check out Flippin' Kamikaze's perspective of the game.
Eventually, if the other person on my stream decides to finally stop.
Are they gonna like be a while? Should I just start and they'll just pick up when they're ready, or?
No, he was telling me it was just a couple minutes more. They were playing like we can queue videos through our streaming service, and
Okay.
it doesn't matter what we stream, so because we use our own, which is kinda nice, but you know, all I'm doing is just kind of cleaning up a little bit here.
Very well.
Just tag it Dungeons and Dragons if you want, and just put it as Mage the Ascension in your banner.
I have playing Mage the Ascension on my Twitter. It just doesn't come up as an auto-populate.
Yeah, because like, I'm looking at the people playing D&D, and it's like someone's playing Pathfinder.
Well, Pathfinder is D&D.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, right? Cypher or something? Cypher Solace?
Ah, gotta love it.
What happened?
Nothing. I'm fine. It's just always funny when somebody tries to. I mean, that's the only thing that sucks about being part of a streaming community is that people have a bunch. Like anybody can go on at any time. And I tried to reserve it, and I thought I could, for reasons.
Alright.
Also, regular people who start late. So,
Should we just give it a go then?
No. I think I'm looking at my stream, and we're already seeing credits. So.
Okay, good. I also can't believe you have credits. Unless you mean credits to the game.
Credits to the video that everybody was watching.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get a drink then while we're waiting.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that should be fine. By the time you get back, I'm ready.
I'm just gonna piss my butt real quick, I'll be back. Alright, I'm done.
Got it down to a science.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you gotta do that.
Again, anyone watching on the Twitch stream right now, I apologize for the delay. We're waiting on Flip's community to open up a spot for him to stream on.
And going live shortly. I just clicked live. I'll give you a shout in a second.
Yeah, let me know when I should start.
I mean, we still have introductions to go through and everything, so it should be fine.
That's what I mean, though.
And live, please. I beg you. Let me do this.
Which
There we
video
go.
stream?
We should be live. Hello, everybody.
How is it going, internet world? I think I'm all set up. Got my books. Good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Thrill Joe Baggins. I am streaming at twitch.tv // Thrill Joe Baggins. I know we're not exactly playing a game tonight. What we're doing is a pen and paper game called Mage the Ascension. It was part of the World of Darkness class of rulebooks. Here's the Mage rulebook. I know it's backwards. Nevertheless, it's very interesting. It's based off of a D10 system as opposed to a D20 system. I'm not going to explain the rules. There's too many. You'll pick it up as we go along. Tonight we're going to be playing over Google Hangouts. We are dual streaming this. We're also streaming this over with Flippin' Kamikaze on dopelives.com. Flip, why don't you give him a nice little wave? Next up, another player we have over here is Mike Ass.
What's up?
We got O for Owen,
Hello.
and we got Veritas. I, of course, will be referring to everybody by their player name throughout the night, unless I'm trying to ask something out of character. I guess you guys want to hop to it? Enough introduction?
Might as well.
If anyone has questions, they can ask, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So, when we last left our intrepid band, you had recently taken apart an auction house of sorts. The details of it are actually still a little bit hazy, but what you were able to pick up was that it was an auction house where both vampires, possibly mages, supernatural creatures, and humans were being sold as cattle for higher level vampires. Their blood themselves, the blood itself was also being sold as a commodity. Took you a couple of sessions to figure all of this out, track it down, and disassemble it. You were thanked by the effective Prince of New York. I'll explain that in a minute. New York City, where you all live, is a free state, and classic definitions of World of Darkness, the East Coast down through New Orleans is more or less ruled by the Camarilla and the Technocracy, depending on what game set you're playing. In my world, New York City is a completely free state. Years ago, shrouded in mystery, but post the foundation of America, New York City was liberated from pretty much all political ties in the supernatural world, not in the actual human world, from anything, by a mage and a vampire. That vampire still resides as the effective Prince of New York, kind of just keeping the peace. The rule of New York City is you're welcome here as long as you don't cause trouble. The party all resides there. You'll kind of get a feel for the characters as we go. You gentlemen most recently had a strange encounter with a strange being known as the Passenger, a very supernatural being, a marauder. Won't get too much into it, but long story short, he was bad news and somehow spoke to you. This is equivocal to having God himself come down and talk to you. He is not God. However, it's that level of what the hell just happened. Currently, 5 days have elapsed, when for you guys it seemed only to be about a half an hour to an hour, and you are all meeting with your mentors in the chantry of McLean, who is an Akashic brother. The scene before you, which I'm sure you can all see, is a bit of a tea house scene. This last session ended with all of you entering the chantry, going downstairs into the pocket dimension that is the chantry proper, and sitting down around the tea house, around the table, in a tea room having tea. Your mentors are all there, and you're going to be having a bit of a debriefing session, I guess we'll call it. Are we all caught up?
I think so.
Did I miss anything important?
No, I think you hit all the key points, and
My massive dong.
Yes,
well,
Mark Harl has a massive dong. I did make him roll the dice to succeed at having a massive dong, and he did spectacularly.
not only spectacularly, he rolled.
6969.
Yes,
Exactly.
you roll multiple dice in this D10 game, and each individual dice has a difficulty it has to surpass. And he simply rolled 4 dice that came out in the order of 6969. We have documented proof.
Yeah, I have it somewhere in my stuff.
Yeah, I saved it somewhere too, so.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, man.
So, the scene is before you. Like I said, we're going to start it off. You all walk in. You all sat down at places around the table, wherever you're comfortable. Your mentors are not kind of sitting in like a... They're not sitting in a row. They're sparsed around the table. You can sit where you please. This is not in Inquisition style. It's not like them on one side and you on the other. It's very round table, collaborative. You're all kind of viewing each other a little bit as equals, trying to figure out what's going on. You walk in, everyone sits down. There's a couple of teapots, and everyone has a teacup upside down on their table. No amenities, no sugar, no milk. Hirohito, who is the head of the Chantry and McLean's Akashic Brotherhood mentor, kind of motions his hand across the table, inviting anyone to have tea if they would like it. He begins by saying, "Well, where have you been for 5 days?"
You know, I'm just hanging out.
He looks puzzled at Mark Carl.
And I just roll my eyes.
Yeah, man, literally hanging in the air.
He rubs his eyes for a moment. He turns to McLean, who he knows he can't typically get a straight answer from anyways, but it's better than the rest of this rabble. Puts his hand on McLean's shoulder and says, "Seriously, where have you been?"
If I could tell you, I would. But the best I could give you is we've been on a fucking plane with some guy known as the passenger for the last 5 days, even though it felt like 30 minutes.
He sits back on his heels, leans forward again, and he goes, "And you're alive?"
Yeah, he was a pretty nice guy.
It would appear so.
The other people around the table are the head of the Hermetic Order of Hermes. His name is Antoine Mercer. And the other individual around the table besides the party is a woman known as Ocean Lily, the head of the Cult of Ecstasy. Ocean Lily is dressed in sort of typical half business, half hippie garb. Imagine if a very classic college-bound hippie wanted to wear something that exuded business without being ironic about it. Antoine Mercer is a very well-dressed man in a nice dark brown suit, very scholarly. And Hirohito is a middle-aged white man wearing a classic samurai-style kimono. Before we continue this conversation, I actually really like it if the party described themselves. So most recently we spoke to McLean. McLean, what do you look like right now?
Right now, I about 6'4", 230 pounds. Athletic. I'm wearing a blue suit with a yellow shirt and blue suede shoes.
I believe I awarded you a seersucker suit. Was that correct?
Yes, it was a blue seersucker suit.
I believe that is what the tailor gifted you.
So I look like Pee Wee Herman.
You look excellent is the correct answer. Mark Carl?
6 foot, about 195 pounds. I'm wearing a red suit. It's like 70s style, but modernized, with white PB Herman style shoes.
That is correct. Conrad?
About 25-year-old, 6 foot, black dude, about 175, royal blue suit, nip brown tie, real fashion forward looking.
Beautiful.
White checkered shirt and one button.
And Flip.
Yes. I am this 5'8" Asian-looking individual. I look to be in my 40s-ish, and I am wearing a chocolate brown suit with a blue shirt with brown and white cross patterns, brown pants. I actually have a white batwing bow tie, and deep cherry red shoes.
Beautiful. Well, I hope that paints the picture of everyone. A bunch of well-dressed men. So, you say what you said to Hirohito. Antoine leans forward, puts his elbow on the table, strokes his chin, and he goes, "What I don't understand is how you could possibly be sitting here right now. The passenger is beyond reason."
I simply shrug my shoulders and go, well, that's what happened. We were on the way, leaving the, leaving, Masood's house, or
Mahmood.
Mahmood, sorry. We were on the way leaving Mahmood's, penthouse, stepped into the limo, and then we were on a plane. I got nothing from there.
Yeah, somehow he didn't really seem too interested in us.
All right. It's just very confusing. Technocracy has had him on the move for decades. But nevertheless, you are here. He just kind of looks off into the distance. He looks back and he goes, "You didn't do anything yourself to get there?"
Just stepped into a limo.
Okay, okay. Well, I suppose we can sort those details out as we go. Happy you're safe, of course. Ocean Lily goes, "Yo, what was that dude wearing?"
Just a suit, I think. I don't even remember.
Rumor has he's got the best bologna sandwich.
I asked him
Yeah,
about
you
it. He
should
didn't
be
tell me how.
enjoying that.
Antoine kind of shoots her a look of just, why? Hirohito chimes in, puts his hand up, and he goes, "Well, let's go back to the matter at hand. How did your meeting with Mahmood go, and how did the art gallery go?"
Well, art gallery was interesting. A lot of interesting pieces there, but we haven't been back since. According to you guys, we've been gone for 5 days.
Yes, I can certainly confirm that. Mark, it's about this time that you get a text. It's from Molly, the curator of the art galleries / curiosities broker that you were at recently. Hirohito chimes in and he goes, "What exactly was interesting about that place?"
The
Art
art gallery?
Yes.
You know, they had some nice pieces. You know, the I guess the main ones of interest were what appeared to be some scrolls from the Dead Sea Scrolls. You know, we don't really know if they're real or not, but a couple other things. There was a piece of metal that claimed to be from Excalibur, and then a tooth of Muhammad, apparently. You know, all of it from just a cursory glance, it looked like it could be legit.
Well, I guess my next question to any of you is, which one did Mahmood seem most interested in?
I lean back, despite being on my knees, and simply say, I kind of feel like he was more interested in the Dead Sea Scrolls than you. There were a couple other things he was looking at, or was interested in.
Very well. Well, I suppose we should continue down this rabbit hole for now. Of course, we have Antoine on the inside looking into it and kind of keeping a checks and balance system. Antoine, is there anything of particular note that seems dangerous to you as of yet? Antoine looks off in the distance. He goes, "Nothing I haven't already told you all about. But, I suppose if he's gathering these Dead Sea Scrolls, we should be a little careful."
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
That's cool. He goes, Hirohito asked, is there anything of particular note that seems dangerous that they're collecting? Antoine looked off in the distance and goes, no, I don't suppose there's anything of note that I haven't already told you guys about. Oh, he hasn't. There we go. Fix that.
I mean,
He goes,
we talk a lot about trust and just trust in general. That was a lot of what he talked to us about.
And, anyone in particular? Any clues?
Nothing. He was very cryptic. He didn't really say anything explicitly. Whenever we tried to, press him as much as, we'd allow or he'd allow, he was very evasive.
Well, let's just go ahead and keep that in the back of our minds. Right now, what we need to focus on are these objects. So you're saying that Mahmoud seems to be most interested in these Dead Sea Scrolls. Last time I checked, the Met was having an exhibit on them. Of course, you all well know that the people who get their hands, the sleepers that get their hands on anything that they view as religious or holy, typically is either a copy that we've allowed them to have, especially in a state like this. But it is always good to check.
Yeah, Mahmoud told us about that, so.
Ocean Lily goes, oh, dude. And she goes over to Mark and she hands him a business card. And it is to a pawn shop downtown, off St. Mark's Place. She goes, they got some wacky shit, dude. And sits back down.
Check it out.
Antoine says, and of course we shouldn't count out the Dead Sea Scrolls that are at the broker's locale. Now, did Mahmoud say he was willing to help you obtain those things?
I nod and say that's correct. He had a couple of things that he offered to us, along with a little cash if necessary.
Little cash. Mr. Moneybags over here.
Okay, that's good news. That's good news. Well, I suppose let's go ahead and follow this rabbit hole on down. Where do you suppose you'll go first? Met seems like the most secure place. You have it in with the broker, and the pawn shop you haven't even checked on yet, but let's be honest, you'll get yourself in there no problem.
I feel like the most pressing would likely be the art gallery, but that's simply because we've been gone for 5 days after we, tried to make a deal.
I actually look at Mark for a second and say, and have we sorted that out? As I say as I look at his phone.
I'm working on it, don't worry.
I bring back the position.
Mark Carl, out of character, you can actually, just like World of Warcraft controls, you can actually do like /R and respond to that privately, so it's just between the two of us. The only reason I'm not doing it through a private Hangouts chat between the two of us is so that the Twitch stream can actually see what the text conversation is.
I thought you were just talking in the chat.
No, it's to Mark Carl, it's a whisper.
So just whisper Thrilldra Baggins.
You can either do whisper Thrilldra Baggins, or you can actually do, I think you do /R and it'll just respond to the most recent whisper. Oh wait, just make sure it's not rolling. I wonder how that's going to work. I guess you'll have to whisper.
I think it's /W. So
Okay, cool.
I'm going to test it. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. So, yeah, so you get that text.
Charleston. Hey, sorry guys.
Welcome back. We're all busy adults with many important things to do, so I apologize to any streamers if we have to, kind of cut in and out like that. We'll try our best not to.
What time is it currently in-game?
In-game, if I'm not mistaken, it is roughly 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So, it's not quite dark yet, but it's getting there. The business card she handed you, you're confident that it's 24 hours. You know what the Met is. It's Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, so obviously that won't be open all night.
Sure.
Well, you gentlemen have a choice to make. The most recent thing said to you was which one will you go to first, and Mark Carl said the most pressing matter seems to be the art gallery, or the brokerage, we'll call it.
Do we have the crap that Mahmoud gave us, right?
You had it when you left his place. Nobody's checked to see if you still have it.
Let's do that. Do we have it?
If you can remind me who took the box of artifacts and who took the cash.
I wanna say Mark had the artifacts.
I
Mark
think
has
so.
the cash too.
Do I have
Yeah.
everything? Well, I have the 50
Sure.
grand from the.
Yeah, you have the 50 grand from the office.
That's true, however, Mahmoud gave you additional cash.
I want to say he gave the cash to McLean, but that's based on literally nothing. So let's just say he did.
Just
'Cause he,
because I said you had it.
That's funny.
You
well,
just
just because
walked.
you're big and strong and it couldn't get taken from you easily.
You big, you punch, you smash.
Yeah.
I pick things
Plain
up
big.
and put them down.
Basically.
Exactly.
We left it on the plane with the passenger.
Oh God, I hope not.
He picked Mark Carl's pocket.
Sleight of hand. So,
He replaced it with a bologna sandwich.
perception awareness for anyone looking to see where the stuff is.
Okay.
So, based on my stuff.
If anyone wants to check out a sample character sheet on the Twitch stream, if you go to Mr. Gon's Rock Solid Shells, go to CWOD and then Mage, pretty much any one of them is a good example of what a character sheet for this game looks like.
Roll 5d10.
I have more awareness now, so I'm very aware of things.
Oh God.
I don't know where any. Oh my god!
These ones though.
Oh no! You busted?
Yeah.
What are things?
You can re-roll that 10, Ken. You can re-roll that 10. You can re-roll that 10.
You might want to roll.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at you.
Nice, nice, nice. Sure enough, you have not lost the objects. However, you're all mistaken as to who has what, because by process of elimination, you can all tell that none of you have the box of artifacts. Ken, you feel something mildly heavy in your pocket, but you go, "What are things?" and you ignore it. None of the other three of you have it. Mark Carr was correct in saying that McLean has the cash. He has roughly $100,000 in cash on him.
Who wants to go to McDonald's?
Eating like kings tonight, boys.
That's $100,000 menu items.
Yeah, we don't even need to hit the dollar menu.
Can I?
Hirohito just puts his hand, his palm, his face in his hand and shakes it, and he goes, "Well, if you have this much cash, perhaps you should check out the pawn shop or maybe the brokerage. But of course, you may need an appointment for the brokerage." He's getting a little annoyed.
really
Yeah,
good.
they have the Spear of Destiny. What the hell am I gonna get for 100 grand?
Out of character, who does what now?
The office.
No, Mahmoud has the head
Oh,
of the Spirit
Mahmoud
Vis-
has the
Yes.
Spirit
No, the brokerage house does not have that. The three main the brokerage house has a number of items, and you could search there more if you wanted. But in your initial search, the main objects of note were the tooth of Muhammad that he lost in the battle.
That's it.
It was it was a chip of a sword that claimed to be a chip of Excalibur, which we all also Mark Carr was also able to deduce was also the sword that was it Saint Gregory slayed the dragon with. Saint George. Someone please Saint George slayed the dragon with.
Okay.
Saint Jorge. Saint Jorge of the Chalupa slain the dragon with. And then the other object was a couple of papers that claim to be remnants of the Dead Sea Scroll that Mark viewed as possibly valuable.
Yeah, and Mahmoud seemed to be most interested in them.
Yes. We know
Interested in all of it, but
you-
most interested in that.
you were also just informed that the Met very likely has it, and you're not sure what she meant by this, but Ocean Lily just handed you a business card for a pawn shop, and she said, quote, "They got some weird shit sometimes." So you believe that's her way of saying she thinks they may have some.
So while we're sitting there, I don't have what Mahmoud gave us. Do you have it, McLean?
I have the cash, but that's it.
Do you have it, Cassidy? Or
Conrad.
Excuse me.
No.
By process of elimination.
I should. And I start patting around in my jacket and start looking and go, huh. That's right. I have it.
Thanks, Chief.
And I
All right,
just
boys.
hit my teeth.
So is that the plan? Are we going to the brokerage?
Out of
As long
character,
as
you're
you
gonna
get us in.
out of character, you're gonna have to call them. Don't forget, it is a brokerage agency. You'll have to make an
Yeah.
appointment as per the norm.
I got my connect. I can text my boo.
I will never get over the fact that you rolled enough to convince her to like you. Okay, so are you guys gonna try to call the out of character? Are you guys gonna call the brokerage first, or what are you gonna do?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, it's important to note you're in a pocket dimension.
Hmm.
So Hirohito stands up and he goes, "Well, you gentlemen seem to have your objectives ahead of you." He looks at McLean, and his face kind of drops, not quite into a frown, but in a sense of almost like the way a parent looks at their child when they miss them. Almost like that. And he goes, "Don't forget you owe me time in the Zen Garden."
We'll get there. I have a lot to do right now.
Antoine looks at what are their names? Kenji and Conrad. Shoots you both a knowing glance, and he goes, "You have my number, boys."
I nod back.
And then Ocean Lily's just not paying attention. She's just sitting down. She doesn't even know where she is anymore. She's just not paying attention. Antoine looks at Conrad and he goes, "Oh, by the way," and he tosses a set of keys, and he goes, "There's something waiting for you outside you may want."
I'll grab the keys.
Beautiful. Do you guys start leaving?
Yeah.
I rise to my feet and start walking out.
Antoine kind of walks out with Conrad and Kenji. Hirohito stays in the room. McLean, we're going to assume McLean goes next because as Mark Harl is tailing in the end, Ocean Lily kind of tugs on his pant leg. Do you kind of go down and talk to her?
Yeah, I look at her like, and I crouch down.
She goes like,
All right, what's up, Lily?
she goes, dude. And then completely lucid says to you, "Be sure to check out that pawn shop. Look in the basement. They'll know what you mean." You know? You know.
Oh. Should I ask for anyone, or should?
Ah, man, just like, tell me no me, dude. You're good.
You're a trip, man. All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
She looks down and goes, "I'm a man now? Oh, fuck, dude."
Oh God.
So you guys start heading back down the hallway. The hallway takes you upstairs. This chantry is in its own pocket dimension, and as a reminder, it's built like a very classic feudal Japan Shinto temple, kind of a, feudal Japan castle, paper walls, very, very beautiful, ornate. Even though it is in effectively a basement of something which we'll get to, there are windows leading out to a very beautiful scenery, fields, stuff, things like that. You are led by McLean down the hallway to the stairwell. McLean, is there anything you would like to do in your chantry before you lead everybody out?
No, we're good.
So as you guys go towards the stairwell, you open a door, and there's a dark stairwell that leads up. Does everyone go on up?
Yes.
Okay. You guys go up the stairwell, and the front for this chantry is a Tiger Schulman's Master Kumsung fast food style, dime a dozen franchise, meant for kids karate dojo in the middle of Brooklyn. It's got one front room, and it's got enough room for like a cashier's area, and that's about it. Very small. There's nobody in there right now. It's 4 o'clock. Next class doesn't start till 6. So you guys head on outside.
Pull out my phone while we're walking out and call.
Okay. While he's doing that, Conrad, make a perception awareness roll. Only Conrad.
What's the girl's name again? I don't
Molly.
remember. That's what I thought.
It's been a couple of weeks since we played.
Or at least interacted with her.
Alright, so you call her? So you call her up, and she goes, "It's nice to hear from you."
You took the words right out of my mouth, darling.
God, I can't believe I have to. Anyways, she goes, "Where have you been for 5 days?"
Yeah, we had some pressing business we had to take care of overseas, so we've been unavailable.
Very well. She's clearly annoyed. I wouldn't say that your grip is gone, but it is certainly loosening. The next time you see her, you may want to, if you want to keep this sort of sway, this sort of positive foot in her, you know, whatever you want to call it, you should definitely pepper her up a little bit next time you see her.
Yeah.
She goes, very well. What can I do for you?
I think we're gonna come by and maybe make a deal.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have any more appointments tonight. Can you come by tomorrow? I can definitely pencil you in for a lunch date, if you will.
Sure, but I'm gonna be with my associates again, unfortunately.
One day I'll have you to myself.
Hi, Toots.
By the way, when's your next show? I looked you up online.
They're on hold for the moment.
Well, I'm sure you can make a special exception for me.
Maybe we'll give you a private one day.
I'll hold you to that. And she hangs up the phone.
These girls, man.
We don't love these hoes.
Alright, boys, it looks like tomorrow around noon.
Ken, if you can make a perception awareness roll. Conrad, you hold the keys in your hand, you jingle them around for a minute. Something around you is kind of triggering that action in you. And you go, you look at the keys and you recognize them immediately. They're the keys to your ice cream truck, your main mode of transportation. On initial glance around, you don't see it. But you do think to yourself, like, did he bring my ice cream truck? Where is it? Do you make mention?
Yeah, yeah, I got these keys, man, but I don't see my truck no more.
Ken,
The one that goes invisible?
looking around, you see a very clear aura of where you've been around this truck enough times to know, that's where it is.
I just kind of put my shoulder on Conrad, just go, and point with my other hand. It's there. I start walking towards it.
Conrad, as though someone was just kind of pushing your head away every time you look for something, you look, and there it is.
Motherfucker.
I can't even find his own truck.
So, your ice cream truck is there in all of its glory. McLean, your bike is not here. It is still wherever the hell you left it last time, which I want to say is actually the library.
I think so.
You're muted, by the way. You dingus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wherever we were when we got in the limo, that was the last place. My bike.
Okay, then it's at NBC Studios.
Right.
It's right near the Rock.
Yeah.
So, so your ice cream truck is here. You don't have an appointment with the broker until tomorrow. The Met will be closing any minute. I think your choice is fairly clear.
As we're walking towards, since we had to wait that long, maybe we should head to the pawn shop.
Pretty good, but
We got McDonald's on the way, right?
Why not?
Always.
I sigh and simply
This game brought to you by McDonald's.
Try the new Big Mac.
I love a delicious double.
Alright, get piling in this truck, huh?
Yeah, hop in the truck, boys. Let's go get some Mickey D's.
So you hop in the truck. You do notice that the camouflage is on. You can turn it off if you'd like. I would suggest doing so while you drive. More corporate sponsorship. Thank you, Veritas.
Yes.
Keep my Canada Dry.
Official bank.
All right, so you turn off the camouflage, right? God damn it! And it's not a shake.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Okay. So as we were saying, you're in the truck. You turn off the camouflage, and Mark Carl has the business card.
Look at it. What's it say? Do I have to make a roll to see if I can read it?
Yeah, you know what? Just because you're an asshole, make a roll to see if you can read it. Let's see if you've lost your ability to read as an adult.
So intelligence, what?
I don't even know, man. Intelligence.
Academics.
Yeah, all right. Why not? Fucking asshole.
I failed. I'm gonna blow my brains out.
You've lost the ability to read for 10 games. Yeah. So you look at the card. It just says cash for gold, and it gives you an address. It's downtown. It's off St. Mark's Place. You can feel free to give that to Conrad. He's behind the wheel.
Yeah. I gave him the address. We're going downtown, man.
All right. I put her in a gear and let's roll out.
Dexterity drive.
Uh-oh.
Oh god. You're gonna kill us all. This is where it ends.
God, I hope. Well, yeah, that is what the card says, Mark. Or McLean. You successfully make it downtown. No fuss, no muss.
Ugh.
Safely.
Are you guys nervous?
What I will say is that everyone who isn't familiar with this truck gets this strange sensation when they're driving in this thing. It is a car, it's on the road, it's there, but it's very otherworldly. You know, you're in a seat with no seatbelt, and you're not losing your footing, like you're not losing your seat or anything like that, but the truck is an ice cream truck, so it is bounding around like that. It's just a very unique experience on your way down.
Smooth.
So you pull up, there's a spot, down the block from the pawn shop. This isn't exactly the nicest part of New York, but you don't feel like, oh my god, I'm going to get shot in any minute.
Alright. Let's see what they got. Let's not forget to check out the
Do a roll
basement.
to find a parking spot.
You don't have to roll to find a parking spot. We will include that in your drive roll. You do have to roll to parallel park, though.
Ooh.
Just kidding. So you guys walk into the pawn shop. Boom. Scene change. And it is a pawn shop. I mean, it is a collection of grody items. We are talking, like the picture suggests. You've got power tools, you've got some weapons, you've got some, just everything you can name it, it's in this pawn shop. It is very typical.
So basically it's the wall at TGI Fridays.
It is basically the wall at TGI Fridays, but for sale. So, if you choose to, there is a counter with someone kind of half paying attention to the crowds. But this time, by the way, it's roughly 6:30 at night by the time you get down there and after the meeting and all of that, so it is dark out. And there's a guy behind the counter, there's another guy kind of milling about the store. It's kind of sparsely populated. There are shoppers, but not many.
I kind of look at the other three and go, do we know who to talk to? What do we do?
I mean, I guess we just tell them emotionally, send us and see what happens.
All right.
I squint my eyes and look at him. Do I really want to do that?
What's the worst that could happen?
I sigh heavily and just nod my head towards the front.
What's the worst that can happen? I don't know. We could end up having to kill another fucking vampire. That's the worst that can happen.
Relax, we were fine.
Barely ain't exactly in her right mind. She might have sent us to the wrong spot.
Yeah, she didn't even realize what gender she was when we left.
She has moments of clarity, okay. She's not that bad. I mean, I started walking up to the front.
Okay.
Up to the counter.
Does everybody go with Mark, or does Mark go up to the counter by himself?
I'm going up with him.
We've all learned our lessons from all of the times
Yes.
Mark Carl has gone somewhere on his own.
Yes, we have.
We all stand within proximity.
With a hand on each other's shoulder. The buddies.
You guys have your arms crossed.
The buddy system.
You have your arms crossed. Red Rover, Red Rover.
Trollshow, just out of curiosity, can I just out of request from my group, can I take a perception awareness roll to see if there are any ice skates or trophies?
You certainly can. This is your game, and as long as you're having fun, that means we're doing a good job.
All right. So another perception awareness for ice skates and trophies on the walls.
You fail miserably.
Die, and the game's over.
There's one trophy and you break it.
You soil yourself. No. So as an FYI to the stream watchers, 6 is considered average difficulty. So every number he would have gotten that's 6 or higher would have counted for a success on any normal roll. It was a targeted search, though. He looked for specifically ice skates or trophies. So that would have been raising the difficulty up to about 7 or 8. I try not to reveal the difficulty of a roll to my players because I like to keep them in suspense. But I can tell you flat out, you didn't get a single success. In fact, you botched. A botch in this game is when you don't get a single success and you get a 1 somewhere in that roll. A 1 actually counts as a negative success. So, for example, if you had 3 successes and a 1, the 1 cancels out the one of the 3 successes, and you only have 2 successes. So, Kenji has botched. You look around, and you go to the wall, and you pick up a stuffed buffalo. Like a little one, like a model, and you go, the ice skating trophy of champions. It is not. It is not that at all. It's not even close. But you are 100% sure that's what you're holding. That's not even a real competition, but that's what you think you're holding. You're just convinced that you are holding the ultimate trophy for ice skating around the world.
That's really impressive.
In fact, I need you to make an Arite roll.
Oh my god.
What did you do? What have you done?
This is...
Here comes the paradox.
Yeah.
Dope. This is on you, by the way. You know... Alright, so Arite, so 3...
Yep, so just straight up 3d10.
3d10, back to... There we go. Maybe, sort of, I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing though. Do you want to succeed this roll? You don't even know.
Yeah, I don't.
Roll that 10.
Oh my god.
Well, you're not gonna. You weren't gonna stop at Mage.
Ken, you look down at this thing, okay? And it looks at you. It like looks up at you, okay? And it goes, "Congratulations," and then it looks back down.
I'll just look around to see if anybody else has witnessed what I've witnessed.
No one around you has noticed. However, the party may make perception awareness rolls to determine if they felt the magical effect.
I mean, none of us are paying attention.
You're
right?
not paying attention, so unless one of you was specifically paying attention, there'd be no reason to.
Yeah. I'm not going to.
Okay. For the viewers, this game is beautiful in my opinion because what Mage is about is so World of Darkness is all myths are real. There's vampires, there's mummies, there's hunters, there's changelings, like the classic fairy, Faerie. Am I spelling that right? And they're all playing as mages. A mage isn't so much a wizard with a spell book that can shoot fireballs. A mage is a human being who has awoken to a state to realize that reality is bendable. You can actually mold reality to your willpower. And there are 9 spheres that relate to this. So there's correspondence for location, there's life, there's matter, there's mind, there's a bunch. So what happened there was a magical effect. Reality bent against the player's will. There are reasons I won't exactly get into why that was able to happen, but it did. And it was glorious.
I don't know about glorious.
For me it was. Because I invoked one of your flaws.
Fantastic. I knew it's what it was, too.
Yep.
The second you were like, oh shit.
So,
As we're walking, hey Doc, let's go. Stop. Put the buffalo down. Come on.
you still absolutely believe that this is the ultimate trophy of ice skating, by the way. In spite of it talking to you.
But it wasn't. I kind of put it back on the shelf and I just start walking back and it's just like...
Oh no, you're not putting it down. You want this. You want this badly.
Alright, so then I will take it with me as I walk up.
Yeah, no, you're buying this item whether you like it or not. In your brain, this is a very important item. Not for the quest you're on. You're not going to show it to them like, no, I found what Mahmoud's looking for. But in your heart of hearts, you are holding something very important. To you, personally.
Alright. Fantastic. So I'm just going to hang on to it and keep walking up and just kind of like, you know, staring at it
Does
as
he
I'm
bust to
walking.
the front of the line and go, how much is it?
I mean, that's up to him. He wants this object.
I-
You know, I'm not saying you'll die. I'm not saying you'll die without it, but you're buying it. You want it.
Right. Okay. I'm going to... I guess... Where's the other salesman in relation to where I am and the front desk where we're supposed to go?
You would have to walk away from the party a few feet, like out of earshot, unless you were really paying attention.
Okay, well then, I'm gonna take the most amazing trophy in the history of trophies
For ice skating.
for ice skating, and I am going to cradle it like it is the most prized possession in the history of possessions. And I'm just gonna walk up and join the rest of the group.
Okay. So we're going to cut to the other group. The other group has already been at the counter for, we're going to say, 60 seconds. So when you walk up to the counter, what do you say to the guy behind the counter? I'm specifically speaking to Conrad McLean and Mark Carl.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you? Something I can do for you?
Yeah, we were sent here by a friend of ours and told there's some interesting stuff here.
There is. You can take a look around. Anything you're really looking for?
Yeah. Do you got any interesting stuff?
Yes. He reaches underneath the counter and goes, I've got a collection of antique coins. He points behind the counter and goes, I've got a Virtual Boy, mint in the box,
Shit. That's dope.
a 1911 pistol. What exactly are you looking for?
Something that you wouldn't show to your normal customers.
Look. I got out of the organ harvesting game long time ago. You know, if you're cops, I'm telling you flat out, I haven't done that in decades. You know, I already went to jail for that. I'm sorry, Conrad, what'd you say?
I said we ain't 5-0.
All right. Well,
Wanna know, maybe you have something a little more esoteric?
he looks confused.
God.
He doesn't know what you're talking about. So, Conrad, I need you to make. Come on. Of course, I'm trying to look at your character sheet and it freezes. There it is.
Get a Mac. That shit doesn't happen.
LOL. Conrad, I need you to make a charisma streetwise roll.
You could also use GarageBand to make all the sweet tunes that you play for us.
Oh wait, that's not even your sheet. God damn it.
You mean Wrecking Ball every time we're in an elevator?
That's the only song to ever hear in an elevator. Yeah, so Conrad, charisma and streetwise.
Alright.
So when you say esoteric to him, he actually kind of gets it. He's like, okay, you know, like a look of like quiet understanding kind of pulls over his face a little bit, and he goes, "Where did you hear we may have kinds of objects like that?" And before you're able to answer, Ken bursts through the three of you to the front of the counter.
I need to know how much this is.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
It's a stuffed buffalo.
Okay.
He goes to reach for the buffalo. Do you stop him from picking it up?
I yank it back. What? You know what it is.
I just want to look at the tag underneath.
I gingerly start moving it back towards him.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
He goes and reaches. He takes it out of your hands carefully, as though you're holding a bomb, and he flips it around, and he goes, $10, and he gives it back to you.
Reach into my wallet, hand it to him.
You don't even haggle with him, Ken? Come on, man. Look at that piece
You
of shit.
just spent $10 on a stuffed buff. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You don't understand, dude. Buffalo? What do you know? Look, I need this. I don't need to explain anything to any of you. It's fine.
He looks at Ken and he goes, I'm sorry, I'm at 15.
Then I drop my shoulders and look at him like, really?
The price is the price, my friend.
I look down under the trophy's price tag.
There was no price tag, it's just a barcode.
And I just kind of look surprisedly. It's like, you said 10. I have people who heard you say 10.
Demand suddenly went up. Demand suddenly went up.
I'll give you 20 for it.
This man over here wants 20.
I look at Mark in wide-eyed surprise / anger, and just stare at him like death stare.
This is going swimmingly.
Mark, I'd almost offer 150 grand just to watch Kenji's reaction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna consider say 50 grand, but yeah.
I don't know if I'd be happy or furious.
This might be the end of the game right now.
We just break out into a fight right here. TPK. No,
All right, so Mark Carl has offered 20.
20. I just kind of look at him coldly and go, 25. I'm looking at Mark Carl, but I'm saying that to the
Yeah, I know.
the guy at the thing.
Nah, I'm out.
I look back at the
He looks at Ken and he goes, 25 it is.
I somewhat
Nah, I'm good.
somewhat begrudgingly take out the extra 15 and hand it to the guy.
He takes it. He actually holds the 20 up to the light to make sure it's not counterfeit. And he marks it with one of those pens. And he goes, all right. He punches a couple things in the computer. A drawer opens up. He puts it in. He closes it. All right. It's yours. And he kind of, would you like a bag?
I just kind of put the hand up. I got this.
Excellent.
Joe, could I make a magic roll so that when Ken picks it up, it breaks in his hand?
You absolutely can do that. I will allow this. As a reminder, you could spend a temporary willpower point to guarantee a success.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Trusted you, Conrad.
He's gonna spend the willpower. Why?
So
We're
this
gonna
is,
we're gonna call this a
matter roll.
Yeah, we're gonna.
And 1 willpower, right?
So hold on. So just to remind you how this goes, we're gonna call this a matter 2 effect. You have 3 levels of matter, but we're only gonna say you need 2. That's gonna be just kind of manipulate the matter. You're not actually changing it to something else.
Right.
So what that is it's gonna call difficulty of 2. Do you have a coincidence for this?
No.
You're just gonna go straight vulgar for this? Not
Yeah.
it's old and maybe it'll crumble in his hands?
Straight raw dogging it.
No, I want he's so excited to have it that he grabs it and it just crushes the whole model.
I will accept that coincidence.
Okay.
So that's going to add a difficulty of 3. So that's going to be a total difficulty of 5. I believe we talked about what your foci are, right?
Yes.
What is your matter foci?
I have a guitar pick for my matter foci.
Okay. So you just have to touch it. You don't have to wield it or anything like that unless that's part of your foci. So do you touch it wherever the hell it may be?
Yeah, it's in my pocket. I just reached down.
Okay.
We should
So
do like the He-Man by the power of Grace.
you can do that with any of your that can be your foci. So you're going to make a straight up Arite roll, just 3, and the willpower counts as an automatic success. You don't have to roll that.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Difficulty was only 5. That's 3 successes. That is a complete success. Ken goes to reach for the thing. He goes, I got this. Reaches for it, and as he grabs it, it just shatters in his hand. Legs come flying off. Head comes popping off. This is only Kenji. Kenji, when the head pops off, it's frowning at you. Okay? And the body is just dust and fur. It's gone.
Glad I didn't pay $25 for that piece of shit.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, that's great.
I'm just like physically like broken. Worse than having been a passenger. Like I kept my shit cool during that. But
Can everyone make a perception awareness roll, please?
this is
Except for Conrad. Conrad does not have to make this roll. McLean, you know that Conrad just did something. Mark Carl, you know Conrad just did something.
Oh, I need to roll too, right?
You do.
Perception awareness.
This is going to be a difficulty of 7 for Ken. Ken, you don't know that something just happened. You firmly believe. You're like, was that magic? Did I do that? Because I did magic before. You think you broke this.
No. I desperately try to claw at like the dust and fur to try and like misshapenly put it back together.
It's just like melting snow. You just scoop, drop, scoop, drop. It's like dry sand.
Oh god.
Anyway, back to the task at hand now that this nonsense is over.
The guy behind the counter has actually taken a couple of steps back and has just watched this unfold. And he's not laughing, but he's sort of just standing there. Half of him is, what the fuck's going on? And half of him is, this is the greatest day of my life.
So now that you ripped him off for $25.
Look, I'm a legitimate businessman. I sold him a legitimate object.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the stuff at hand. You were asking who told us about it, right?
I did, yes.
It was a good friend of ours. She goes by the name of Ocean Lily.
I don't know an Ocean Lily.
Don't bust balls.
I'm so happy. Mark and Mark alone.
God, here we go.
They're always getting us killed.
Manipulation performance.
Just don't start telling jokes.
The worst.
He looks really wary and he goes, I know what you're looking for, but I don't know if I can trust your source, so I'll tell you what. $200 and you can go down, all of you.
Alright, Mark, just give him the $200.
Well, now, since you just stole $25 from my friend, I think we'll call it $150.
First of all, that math doesn't add up.
I know.
Second of all, this is him saying this, by the way. I need you to do charisma. What would be a logical haggle roll? Charisma expression?
Depends on who's rolling it, I guess.
It is only Mark Carl rolling this.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Alright, charisma expression to try to haggle with the guy. 10, 10, 10, 10.
One.
Oh, yeah.
What did he say?
Nah.
If it's 6969, you just fuck him to death. He goes, let's do the correct math. 175 and you got a deal.
Alright. I give him the cash.
Okay. He looks around and he goes, come on. And he walks towards, there's a door that says employees only. He opens it up. He kind of motions for all of you to follow him.
For the record, I'm actually still just staring at the dust pile.
Alright, so you're not following them?
I'm kind of like shocked and just like.
Ken.
Huh?
What the fuck? Get up.
I walk sullenly with the group.
It was a stuffed animal. You'll get over it.
You don't understand. It just wasn't. Can I roll something to sort of like shake myself out of this funk because
You can roll a willpower roll.
Right.
Just permanent willpower.
Okay, that's D8.
Sure.
Anyways,
Yep.
So
Excuse me.
Now you get your 10s.
yeah, seriously.
5 and a 1. You shake your head off. You're still upset about it, but you're able to move on.
Okay. I just kind of block out the horror of losing the best trophy in the history of trophies.
In the history of ice skating.
In the history of ice skating. I argue that that's more important than anything else, really, right now. Apparently.
For you, yes.
So,
Where the hell have you ever seen that given out as a trophy for ice skating?
Look, he's from Korea or something.
Alright, give Mark his roleplay
Mark,
point right now.
Mark,
Mark just gets the roleplay point right away.
Mark, if you were missing any temporary willpower points, you get one back for acting in accordance with your nature, which is Joker.
Yeah,
Jester.
seriously.
oh my god.
Alright,
Wow.
Ken, how do you respond to that horrifically racist thing that was just said to you?
And like when I said it, I didn't mean it as racist. Like it wasn't intended as racist. From the character's perspective, he was just being flippant.
Okay.
I
I believe that's called passively racist.
Yeah.
I'm too like still shaking myself out of the shock of it to I just glower hard at him again and just kind of just brush past him.
If we get you the virtual boy, will you feel better?
Can we just get over with this, please? Or get this over with?
Alright, so you follow them?
Mhm.
Okay. So he leads you in. He leads you to the back room. It's a little bit of a hallway. There's a couple of bathrooms, and to the right there's another door. He opens that door, and he starts walking down a stairwell. You all follow?
Yep.
Okay. You all follow him down the stairwell, and it actually leads to what looks like a second pawn shop, but much more like an oddities shop.
What I'm saying.
So also it looks like the wall of the TGI Fridays.
Yeah, but this looks like the wall of, like, thank God it's 1949 Fridays. So okay, yeah. So it looks a lot like a pawn shop, but this is effectively an oddity shop. Everyone needs to make a perception awareness roll. Conrad, this place is littered with magic.
I gotta roll a 10.
McLean, you look around and you're able to kind of sort through what magics are where. If you really want, we can go over it. But again, this place is just littered with magic items of a variety of power. Ken, you're a little bit too upset to notice too much, but you do get like, magic. I miss my trophy. But you do notice that there's magic. It's just not as powerfully, not as focused. You're just like, it's probably magic, but it's not a trophy.
So basically, we're gonna spend the rest of this game with Eeyore, is what you're saying.
No, I mean, it's up to him how miserable he is, but, that is the reason why he was not able to focus and to discern that this place is riddled with it. Mark Carl, not only is this place riddled with magic, but you have taken it upon yourself to make an intelligence occult roll. You go, this place is full of magic. What do I notice right away?
Oh, mama.
Oh,
Keep it going!
We're going to Lake City, baby.
Yeah.
yeah, seriously, skip the game. We're going right to the tables.
Mark, you are able to determine that there is quite a bit of magic around here. Looking around, you notice a variety of fetishes, totems, reliquaries, just a number of objects that you're like, I want to look at these things. It would take a minute to actually sort through it all. Quite literally several in-game minutes to kind of peruse the whole store and sort through it. But it would be worth your time. Do you tell your compatriots?
Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting shit in here, boys. I think we might want to spend a few minutes looking around.
Alright, let's do it.
Do you guys look around together, or do you split up?
I think splitting up would be okay. It's not like a super huge warehouse, right?
I mean, it is surprisingly big for being in the basement of a place in Manhattan. But no, it's definitely not a warehouse. But it is large.
Like if one person stands on one end of the room, the other person on the other, can we still see each other?
You could still see each other provided there wasn't shit in the way. It is littered.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, let's split up and look around.
If everyone's going to split up, then everyone needs to make intelligence occult.
Do I need to do another one?
You are fine.
Hey, I'm gonna hang out with Mark because I don't have a cult.
Okay. So you're staying with Mark as his muscle.
And with his mouth, he needs it.
Yeah, so Conrad and Ken, if you want to go ahead and make intelligence occult.
There we go.
There's the 10s.
Maybe. We'll find out. Oh, damn it. Awesome.
Beautiful.
Oh, at least it's not a failure.
Conrad, we roll that 10. Alright. Ken, you look around, and you definitely notice some important magical objects in the room. We're going to start with you. Conrad, do you go with Ken or just by yourself?
No, I'm gonna go with Ken. I'm gonna try to make him feel better.
Destroyed his life.
Yeah, considering what you've done to me.
Battered women syndrome.
You need me, baby.
So, not to make light of battered women, but anyways. Alright, so you two look around the room, and you don't notice anything in particular that you'd want to buy. Right off the bat, anyways. So as you're looking around, you see a couple of weapons, but it would take some time to determine whether or not they're better than what you guys have. There's a couple of vampiric items, like reliquaries of blood, like vials or anything like that. There are a couple of fetishes that you could pick up. There's a couple of totems you could pick up that hold quintessence if you really wanted to buy them. There are set prices for each object in here. So there's kind of standard, we'll call them consumables, stuff that you could actually use to increase your quintessence, or possibly heal yourself temporarily. But the only real object this is Ken specifically notices this. Ken, you see like a basket, and looking through it, something has a rubber band around it, and it's got like a little notebook, and it's wrapped around a stuffed ferret. Okay. It just strikes you as something.
Here we go again.
When you pick it up, though, you're a little upset over having lost the ultimate trophy of ice skating. So you kind of hand it to Conrad. But you do note that it is something mildly important. You may want to hold on to it for a minute, decide later if you're going to buy it.
I just kind of look at Conrad and just kind of nod to this. I don't know what, but this is kind of important. Kind of just gently put it back in the basket. Keep an eye on it.
No, you actually hand it to Conrad.
Oh, okay.
I have it. I'm gonna hold on for a bit.
Yeah, it is literally just a children's stuffed ferret toy and like a little pocket-sized notebook.
Okay.
Leather-bound. Rubber banded together. Going over to McLean and Mark. Looking around, again, you see the exact same things that I just explained to them. You see some objects that you could use to increase your quintessence, which from an in-game meta standpoint, quintessence is used to lower the difficulty of a roll. You see a couple of objects, again, for vampiric purposes, this and that, pretty much everything I just described to them. As you're looking around, though, it's in a display case, but the display case is behind the counter and positioned in a way where they almost don't want you to see it. But you notice it, Mark. And it has some papers in it that look very old. If this place has Dead Sea Scrolls, that's probably where they are.
Okay.
There are a couple of employees you could ask for help. They just look they're kind of milling about the store. There's nobody behind the counter. But on the counter, there's a little bell that says ring for assistance.
Kind of nudge. McLean's with me, right?
Yep, I'm assuming, right? Unless he left.
Kind of nudge him and point at the case. I think there's. We want to check that out.
Scrolls?
I think it's worth a closer look.
You're the
I walk up.
expert.
Yeah, I walk up and ring the bell.
So you ring the bell. Where is this character card? Did I lose it already? That's a shame. So you ring the bell, and from below the counter, you could see pretty much behind the counter, so there's nothing really obstructing your view that would cause this to happen. But somehow, out of the floor apparently, a guy stands up, and he is one of the ugliest motherfuckers you've ever seen in your entire life. I mean, he is hard to look at. Really hard. Continuing with your occult roll, you recognize him almost immediately as a Nosferatu, one of the clans of vampires. So it makes sense he's working in a basement.
Would it be shocking to me how ugly he is?
Yes, it would be pretty goddamn shocking. And we're going to go so far as to say...
Oh boy.
If you want to resist the compulsion to say something, you have to roll you could choose to you could choose to fail. But if you want to resist the compulsion to say something socially awkward, you have to roll a willpower, a permanent willpower. You don't have to spend one. You actually have to roll your permanent willpower. You don't have to.
I'm not going to.
Okay. So you definitely remark on his ugliness.
Oh. Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
He kind of glares at you a little bit and goes, yeah, anyways.
Holy fuck, here we go.
He looks over the...
Greedo, how are you?
God damn it. Am I the only one that heard that? That was brilliant!
I missed it. I'm sorry.
I said, what's up, Greedo, how are you?
Oh, God.
So he goes, "Yeah, very funny, kiddo. Don't worry, I caught your scent last week. That stunk worse than my teeth do."
Oh, he's got a sense of humor on him.
He kind of licks his teeth a little bit, and they are just gnarly, crooked, sharp. He's not. He's tough to look at.
So let's check out that case over there.
What case? What the hell are you talking about, kid?
You know, the case. And I point at it.
What do you want with it?
Vito, by the way. I meant Watto. Damn it! I always do that.
You bitch.
From Star Wars.
Terrible.
I know, I blew it. Anyway, good.
He goes,
Sorry.
"All right, the case. What do you want with the case?"
There's some stuff in there I want to look. Is there anything else in there besides papers, or is there like?
It is like a small display case.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see the papers you got in there. They look pretty interesting.
All right. And he goes, and he picks it up, and it's a little heavy, and he puts it on the counter in front of him. But he kind of puts like a hand next to it so that if you go to reach for it, he can pull it right back.
Bend over and like, is it like chest high, basically on the counter? I'm assuming.
It's like you could look down into it, and it's got a glass cover.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
You look at it, and the ink is faded, but there's nothing about it. The ink is fading on it, but you do believe it's a Dead Sea Scroll. You aren't 100% sure what it says because the ink is fading, but you're pretty sure this is what Mahmoud would be looking for.
Okay. It's interesting, but I don't know if I want it right now. You can put it back.
Seemed pretty sure yourself a minute ago, punk. He picks it up and he puts it back on the counter behind him.
There's a lot of crap in here. You know, I gotta look around.
What, you think this is crap? This wasn't easy to find.
I'll be back. I kind of turn around and look around some more.
So you like walk away from the counter.
Yeah.
He kind
I
of
don't
just
seem too interested.
he kind of just shrugs and walks into the back room.
Would there be anything else of note in there?
Like I said, there's some stuff that you could buy as sort of consumable items, but there's nothing that powerful.
Okay. I guess I walk over to Ken and Conrad. You guys find anything interesting? I'm kind of like talking like kind of hushed. Like there's no one like around us where we'd be, right?
I hold up the little ferret book.
Just that.
Just this.
Ken, what is your obsession with stuffed animals today?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the only stuffed, and it's not even stuffed. This is a. Wait, Jojo, this is a legit ferret, right?
No, it's a children's toy.
Oh, it's children's toy. It's a thing. What are you
Is
talking
that the dressage trophy that you're looking for?
Yeah, you were playing with some stuffed buffalo upstairs and it broke it, and now this.
I don't know why you guys insist on calling it a buffalo, but that's not the point. The point is there's something about this. So maybe you can figure it out, and I look at Mark, sort of see if he does anything about it.
Let me see it. I take it in my hands.
Oh, you're trying to analyze it?
Yeah, I take a look at it.
Do you what specific? Do you just look at it? Do you do anything specific with it?
I mean, I wouldn't really know that it was necessarily magical just by looking at it, right? It just looks like
You would get the same aura that Kenji got. We were like, there's something about this object, but you wouldn't like know what it is off the bat.
Okay. I mean, would I do an intelligence occult then if I can like feel something magical about it?
No, we're still rolling off the same one.
Okay.
And again, you know, you the best you're gonna get is you feel something kind of magical about it.
Okay. Yeah.
It seems a little more unique than the other objects in here.
I think we should. I can't really tell just by looking at it. I think we should hold on to it just in case.
You're compelled to
Speaking of-
you're compelled to give it back to Conrad for some reason.
Okay. I hand it back to him. Speaking of cases, up front I think they got a Dead Sea Scroll up there. Looks a little faded, probably because of how old it is, but it, you know, just a quick glance, it looks like it could be legit.
How much they want for it?
I kind of pretend like I wasn't that interested in it. I think if we want to go for it, you know, maybe we bring a couple of crap items and ask for that as well and try. You know, I don't want him to think. I don't want him to them to think that we're too interested in it. You know, the guy upstairs tried to rip us off, so see what we can do.
So what do you guys do?
Should we grab some like the consumables, I guess, and bring them up with us? Since it's stuff that we're actually probably gonna want to have.
Sure. So a couple of the objects that you guys find that we're gonna call consumables is stuff to refill your quintessence with. You don't actually refill it; it's sort of like an item. You actually have to pull it out of. So there are a variety of prices. To get one that has one quintessence is $5,000. It goes up from there.
What do you think, boys?
Let's just ask how much this thing is. I hold up my little stuffed animal and book.
All right. So let's walk. Do we all walk up together? Shut up.
I'll go up there with you, McLean. I'm sorry, with you, Mark.
All right. Let's walk.
Okay, so you guys all walk up to the front, and there's the bell ring for service.
I tap it again.
Same thing, as if out of nowhere, this hideous creature materializes. Again, he is just tough to look at.
I mean, my normal passive face is already broken, but you know, anybody who's paying attention can visibly see it fill up and try to hold back the repulsion that I'm feeling.
Okay. He goes, "Oh, you again. What's up this time? You brought your friends?"
Yeah. How much is this this piece of junk?
Conrad, do you put it on the table, or do you just hold that out in front of you?
I'm gonna hold it out in front of me.
He goes to reach for it. Do you let him?
No, I'm far enough back that he would have to really like. Reach
Oh,
over
okay,
the
okay.
counter.
So he looks at it and goes, "Where'd you find that? In the basket?"
I nod. Yes.
I don't know, $500. It's been there for so long, it's worthless.
Well, if it's worthless, why is it $500?
Because the next cheapest object is $1,000.
Guys got some racket going on here.
Yeah, for real.
Look, you're not here buying a stick of bubblegum. You're buying enchanted items, magical this, magical that.
Yeah.
If you wanted a cheap gun, you go upstairs, you give the guy $50, he'll sell you a 9mm.
We'll give you $250 for it.
So whatever I made you roll for haggling earlier, roll that.
It was charisma expression, I believe.
You offered him $250?
Yeah.
He goes, $400, final offer.
Look at the group. You think it's worth it?
Well, what if I'm gonna say this, like whisper this over to Mark Carl. I'm like, well, what if we try throwing in those Dead Sea Scrolls with it?
All right. Well, I kind of nod. What would you take for what would you want for the, this piece of crap?
As an aside, Mark, I believe we're missing the buff of your suit. Aren't you trying to use charisma on this guy?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Should I just roll another die?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. But
Your suit buffs you, giving you another charisma dice, so it's worth our time.
totally forgot about that. I'll use it probably again in a second, but.
Okay.
And what about the throw in that case with it that we were looking at before? What's the damage?
He looks at the scrolls and he goes, "Well, for that and the ferret,
Yeah.
$110,000.
You must be out of your mind.
Look, this is a very rare object, all right? I've already had 3 people coming in, not to mention that kook up there at the brokerage house.
Ah.
What kook?
You know, that chick that runs the brokerage house.
She's a nice lady.
Whoa, all right. You know, you seem kooky yourself, too.
Anyway, 110 is just no, that's not happening.
Roll it again.
Just a 1 buff, right?
Yeah, so instead of 4d10, it's 5d10. Do you give him a counter offer or no?
We only have, so I have.
You have $150,000, but before you left Mahmoud's, he did say if you need something, call him.
Yeah. Let's do. I'm gonna really lowball him. Give me 25,000 for it.
What are you on drugs?
What time is it? No, not yet.
He looks you up and down. He goes, you're the nut job over there at the comedy house, aren't you?
The very same.
Oh God, you're the worst. He looks at you and he goes, I'll do 101.
Let's cut it at 80.
He goes, 95, final offer.
$90, and we're doing a deal.
Look, you're twisting my already decrepit nuts as tight as they can go. $95,000. It's not that unreasonable. For God's sakes, look what they are. You're not stupid, boy.
And look, it's all faded though. It looks like it's sitting in the goddamn sunlight.
What are you, Indiana Jones? You an archaeologist? You trying to read this? You writing a little piece for BuzzFeed about these things?
Maybe. What does it matter to you what I want it for? I'm giving you money, you giving me goods. That's all that matters here.
92.
Alright. As much as I love twisting your nuts, you got a deal.
All right. Well, I'll believe it when I see it.
I look over at McLean. Hey, show him the cash.
Show him the cash.
So you just whip out the 100K, just like, here you go, like.
I just slam it on the table.
All right. Okay. He picks it up. He thumbs through the I guess 2 stacks or whatever. He goes, all right. He goes to just take all of it though. Do you stop him knowing that it's $100,000?
Yeah, I grab his hand.
You watch yourself, big boy.
Watch yourself.
What's the problem?
Be careful how you grab my money.
Are you actually trying to intimidate him, or are you just kind of...
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to go ahead and roll. Manipulation, intimidation. Given that you already have the upper hand, I'm going to give you a difficulty of 5 instead of 6. You better roll that 10 again, boy!
Uh-oh. Oh.
He looks at you and he goes, alright, if you let go of my hand, you take the money out of that bundle yourself, and we'll pretend this didn't happen.
I nervously watch this exchange.
Deal.
He rips his hand away from yours, with some force, might I add. And, you know, he takes 1 stack and he leaves the other one there. I assume you sort through it?
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, you sort through it, you give him the actual correct amount of money, and what, do you pocket the rest?
What do you mean I pocket? No, I make it rain. Of course I pocket the rest.
I don't know, maybe you gave it to Mark Carl, maybe you gave it to Flip, whatever. Okay, so he takes the extra money, and he goes, now, I'm sure that a scholarly gentleman like yourself, he's looking over at Mark, would know that these are hyperbarically sealed. I wouldn't open them unless you need to.
Yeah, I know. Kind of just like dismissively say it.
Do you want a nice travel case for that or anything like that? You want a nice little embossed bag?
Yeah, what do you got?
He pulls out a typical kind of trashy black, you know, thank you for shopping, like one of those bags. He goes, what do you want, something like this?
Well, come on. I'm walking around with a goddamn Dead Sea Scroll and you're giving me a friggin' trash bag?
The fuck, are we buying turtles in Chinatown? Get out of here.
All right. He reaches down, he pulls out a styrofoam container, and lifts up the top. And it doesn't fit perfectly, but it fits well enough. And he closes over the top of it. And he puts that into like a reusable burlap bag. not like burlap sack, but you know what I mean, like the canvas bags.
Mhm.
And it's unmarked.
Yeah, that'll do.
And he goes, "Oh, by the way." He goes, "Oh, by the way, you still want this, right?" He's holding on to the ferret in the book. Actually, Conrad, did you ever put that down? Okay,
Never gave it to.
my apologies. He goes, "Enjoy your stuffed animal, little girl."
Yeah, thanks.
I'll wrestle you.
I pick up the styrofoam and I hand it to McLean. Yeah, carry this, big boy.
What? Carry yourself.
Yeah, come on, man. Just carry it. Walk away from him.
Drill Joe, is
Like
this,
I kind of like push it into his arms and like walk away from him.
is this something I could carry?
No, because we still have to be under the logic that it could at least at some way fit into the pocket. So, like, it could be like a staff, and you could be like, "Oh, it's retractable,"
Right.
wink. But, like, this is a box that's, maybe this big.
Okay.
So you'd, like... You know what I mean? Like...
I just want, yeah, okay.
And we have now $58,000 between us all, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be very technical, McLean has 8,000 and Mark Carl has 50.
Actually, I have 49,825 since I spent 175 upstairs. So.
That's true.
And where the hell did Kenji get his $25 from?
He's a doctor, a literal doctor.
Well, unreasonable that he has some money on him. We're not like...
Maybe he's got student loan payments. I don't know.
The guy's in his 40s!
Yeah, whatever.
Deferment, man.
Yeah, he's deferring the shit out of that.
Yeah, but it's modern day, so he's a baby boomer, so he fucked all of us. That's the difference here. His college costs like a nickel. His college costs like $100 a credit. He paid.
As,
What do you want from me?
He paid that off being a janitor in the summers.
as I'm walking away from the counter, I go, "See you later, you minger."
I'm gonna have to
To the
look.
guy.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
It's like British slang for an unattractive or unpleasant person or thing.
You're just.
Cass, just so you know, in the background, I am aware that there's two dudes by you that want to wrestle.
He goes. So as you guys are walking away, he goes, "God, I hate those fucks," and he kind of walks into the back counter.
Someone with leather for skin, he sure is sensitive.
Do you guys walk back upstairs?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I start heading
Yep.
back.
Yeah, why not?
All right, you head back upstairs. Do you do anything in the pawn shop upstairs?
I take a brief glance over the counter and see what if maybe I don't know.
It's been cleaned.
It's been cleaned. It's gone. It's
A longing look.
one last wistful sigh, and I walk forward on.
You glorious bastard.
Oh, that's all dope. High five to him.
So as you guys walk out, the guy who let you down kind of gives you all a knowing glance, and then just nods once and goes about his business.
I don't even look. It just kind of straight.
Give him deuces and walk out.
So you walk outside. You walk. Where do you guys go? Do you guys go back to the ice cream truck?
That's where I start walking towards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we got a plan for what we're gonna do now, boys?
What time is it?
It's getting late. It's getting close to 8 o'clock at night. The Met won't be open again until we're gonna say 9 a.m.
Okay.
It is. There's always the option to break in, but if you want to do things less Mark Carly, you could just wait till tomorrow morning.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we got our appointment at around noon tomorrow. So, how far away is the brokerage from the Met?
The Met is close to Central Park, so not that far.
We could swing by when it opens, check it out, and then roll over to the brokerage.
I'm not in agreement. That might work out. At the very least, sort of take a look at the area and then figure out who we need to talk to while we're heading over to the brokerage.
All right. I'll drop McLean off at his bike.
Alright, so you actually drive over to where his bike was, over at 30 Rock?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you guys get into the ice cream truck, Conrad, your compartments, we'll say, are big enough to house this if you so choose.
Yeah, you guys want to keep it in here?
Yeah, we'll keep it in the truck.
As long as you put the stealth on. I just paid $90,000 for this.
Hot ticket item.
Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
So, alright, so you put it in one of the compartments. The mechanism, by the way, Conrad, is you can put something in on the first try. That's no problem.
Just getting it out.
The getting it out is the tricky part.
Yeah.
Hey, Drill Joe,
yeah.
How do I send PMs again?
/W, and then space, and then, Thrill Joe Baggins or whatever.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
So, what happens now is, so you guys put it there, he takes McLean over to the bike. None of you have any way of getting over there otherwise. So, does everyone just go home for the night?
While we're leaving, I actually am writing out a text that I'm going to send. But I don't really do anything else.
Yeah, does anybody do anything else tonight other than just go the fuck to sleep?
I'm gonna stop somewhere and buy some chocolates for my lady.
Oh.
Now, do you ask Conrad to stop for you?
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's.
Reminder, it's nighttime, like 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, grocery store to be open.
Okay, so
No,
you're
I'll go tomorrow.
like-
I'll go tomorrow.
Okay.
Never mind. Tomorrow, before we head over to the brokerage, I gotta stop and I get a gift for the lady.
Something nice, like from a Dwayne Reed.
Yeah.
Like at least 400 Cadbury. How many Cadbury cream eggs? How many Cadbury cream eggs to the center of a woman's heart?
You get like a Toblerone or something like that.
Yeah, something real classy. Okay, so you guys don't do anything else in particular other than go home. Is that accurate?
Correct.
No. I'm gonna use this time to go make my food, so I'm gonna keep my headset on. I'll still be here, but.
Alright, sounds good.
Let's break for like
Potty?
Yeah.
We need a potty break? Alright, let's take a quick potty break. Sorry, streamers. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still on my headset on, but I'm just going downstairs real quick. Alrighty. Is anyone still here?
For the record, Dope, it wasn't my ferret to have. It was just that I noticed that it was somewhat important. So I was like, oh, this might be useful in a plot device in the sequel.
Excuse me.
And we're back!
My food's heating up, so.
That's fine.
I went to grab the food and I ordered. I just got Chinese last night, like in preparation for this, basically, so I'd have some, I guess, heat up real quick. And when I went and put it in the fridge last night, I put the spoon that I was eating it with in there with it.
Oh,
like,
God.
It's not like it's in the container. It was like sitting on top of it. Not a smart man.
So, for the record, Drill Joe, I don't know. I don't know if you can, but you should stop by in our chat because people are asking, and one person is just like, "I'm owed something for my broken trophy." I'm like, I don't think that's That's how that works.
Do you want me to stop by? How do just go to your website?
Yeah, just go to the website.
Dopelives.com.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to log in.
This is like an IRC chat.
It is.
Yeah.
No, I'm in it. So.
Oh.
I think everybody's in it except for Conrad.
Yeah.
Channel hashtag DopeFishLives.
Correct.
You just
Channel
connect. Yeah, you
hashtag
don't have to do anything.
DopeFishLives.
Correct.
You just connect.
There he is.
How do I mute it though, so I don't hear like 9 things?
You can pause it. On the bottom left corner there's like a pause thing. I just paused it.
Oh wait, there's also a mute button down here. Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want the stream running because I'm in it. So.
Alrighty, I'm in your nice little stream here.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was just standing near my microwave with my headset on. And it sounded all fucky.
Definitely a possibility in for you, but I mean, we obviously didn't check, so.
Oh, thanks, Ferg. I'm ridiculously new at streaming at all, so I apologize for any hiccups we're experiencing.
You're new at streaming. We're new at games like this, pretty much.
Yeah, it's really important to note that I know Kenji has played some Pathfinder, but everyone playing has never played this game before. So the maybe 5-6 sessions we've played so far are all the experience they have. I've only ever played this game for a couple of years, and I've only been a GM or a storyteller is actually the correct term in this rule set for about a year, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, this is my first, pretty much my first experience. Me being Mark.
Actually himself, apparently.
What's that?
Which is apparently himself.
Just one of my nicknames. I have many. Yeah, but the character is...
Well, his lost trophy, you can blame that squarely on Conrad.
Yeah. Who's supposed to be his, best friend.
Yeah, just as a quick backstory, Conrad and Kenji do know each other personally before the game even started.
Correct.
So you betrayed him oh, motherfucker. Oh, no.
I was saving him from himself.
Obama is president, and he is a daywalker.
Thanks, Obama.
He's Blade.
He's Blade.
No, in this game, Obama is president, and he's just the president. He's just a human being. Now, that having been said, that doesn't mean there aren't people behind the scenes tugging the heartstrings, but Obama is, in fact, human. Hashtag thanks, Obama.
Lizard.
Yeah. He's not, this isn't the secret world. He's not a reptilian lizard that lives in the center of the hollow earth.
Yeah. He's not a person.
Is that really what that game is about?
It's about how everything is true, like everything. So the Earth's hollow,
Like
there's a life tree, there's vampires, there's werewolves, everything.
Like every myth, urban legend, whatever is true, basically.
Oh, you play too?
Me? No, I just know about it.
There are a couple of people in my community that played The Secret World. I haven't touched it yet, so.
I bought it 3 years ago to play with Joe, and we never played.
Well, the problem is my then girlfriend was like, "I want to play," so we bought 2 copies, and then she literally never played. And then every time and then I married her.
Then you married her.
I'm gonna make a goddamn mess.
No, in the game, the Earth is in this game. The Earth is not flat in this game. However, that having been said, what's interesting about Mage the Ascension is that even sleeper societies, sleeper is the name that mages use for humans when they have not awoken to realize they could be a potential mage. Even sleepers affect the reality, affect the paradigm. So back in the day when people thought the Earth was flat, the Earth was flat. So I just think that's kind of cool. You know, if enough people believe in Santa Claus is real.
That's right, reality is consensus, which is kind of interesting. Which is why, if you notice, when Conrad had to cast the magic, Jojo asked, what is the coincidence? Basically, as a mage, you bend reality, but you have to kind of do it in a way that sort of makes sense.
So my favorite example of this is, as a mage, you can, if you're so you're a mage, right, and you're getting chased on the highway in the middle of, Los Angeles. You could stop the car, get out, hold your palm out, and shoot fire out of your palm if you had the necessary skills to do so. You could do that. But that is paradoxical, because the people around you are like, what the fuck is happening? Our reality doesn't fit to your reality. So instead you have to kind of come up with a coincidence. So, as unlikely as it may be, maybe you just flick the cigarette you're smoking out the window, and the wind takes it into the guy's fuel intake, and whoops, the car exploded.
Funny thing. Haha.
You know, it's incredibly improbable, but not impossible.
And that's where the Arate rolls come into play.
Yes.
I'm ready to go whenever. I'm just gonna be eating while we're doing it. So.
And I guess...
Oh, so
Veritas has become Kenny.
Yeah.
This is red, not orange. You colorblind fool.
It's orange reddish.
It's red.
It's close enough that they got the
red.
joke. I win. What am I doing? Okay, so we're all here. We're all ready to go. Yes.
True facts.
Yep.
So everyone went home for the night. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So everyone went home. Does anyone do anything at night that is worth noting? Does anything happen during the nighttime that people want to really point out that they've done? Do you have a specific nighttime routine that you want to point out? There is an event that'll happen to one of you, but I just want to make sure that before I go to that event, everyone else is settled.
Apparently, we masturbate.
You're more than welcome to masturbate. You are in the sanctity of your own
No,
bedrooms.
I'm not saying that's what I did.
No, I'm
just
seeing.
saying
I see the IRC chat.
You have
there's
to
a
roll
request that we
Dexterity.
masturbate.
Yeah.
Roll dexterity athletics.
It depends how you want to masturbate. That's either going to
you-
be, if you're just trying to pound that pud, that's going to be a strength
Yeah.
roll.
Autoerotic
No,
asphyxiation, definitely.
I should get a Dex dough.
Yeah, exactly. He gets to use Dex Do. For those wondering, Do is a ancient and secret form of martial arts that only certain mages know.
God.
Yep.
I do nothing. I just go straight
Okay.
to bed.
I wanna look up anything I can about the book and stuffed animal that I bought.
We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Mark Harl, do you just go to sleep?
I make sure I take a shower.
Good call.
That's it.
McLean, nothing else?
No, I'm good.
So, Conrad, do you use the library, the actual library itself, your chantry?
Yes.
So, you go to the library and you're looking around for anything you can find about stuffed ferret. But let's be perfectly honest with ourselves. What are you going to find in a magic library that just says stuffed ferret? So, at first you kind of look through books and it's like you're just kind of stabbing in the dark. So, the next thing I need you to do is make a... Where the hell are you? There you are.
Well.
Let's go with a perception occult roll. I know that's a little atypical, but that's what I would like to roll.
Yeah.
Reroll that 10.
The downside is it's a one-time use.
Okay, so the first thing you think to yourself, so you've been looking at these books for, we're going to say, about an hour and a half, just looking for anything you can find about anything involving what's going on here. And it strikes you. I didn't even open the leather-bound book that came with it yet.
Aha. Duh.
Eureka!
Alright, so you open the book, yes?
Yep.
Okay. So it's little. It's like you could fit it in like a breast pocket of a shirt, or like the inner pocket of a suit, or anything like that. It's small, so it's maybe I wonder
Like the little Bibles they hand out like on the street and stuff.
yeah, or like just imagine like a little. Like how artists will carry around like little like moleskins. Yes, exactly.
Except I would have to put you on my
So it's a little moleskin, but it's old. It's a very old little notebook. It's got one of those fabric bookmarks, I guess they're called, like the ones that are actually attached to it.
Yep. Gotcha.
And as you thumb through it, you notice some interesting passages. So the first couple of pages of it are a child's diary. and he marks it 1601. He marks it April 1601, and it's nothing peculiar. It's just, it's 1601 and life sucks. You know what I mean? Just your typical what you would expect a kid to say. I woke up and I played out in the yard today, and I helped with the fields, whatever. And at the end of it, he goes, "Oh, I guess I should explain." And he talks about how his father got him this little notebook to start writing in, and along with it, his mother made him a stuffed ferret toy.
That makes me really sad.
Haha.
Sorry,
Our alarm bell is starting to ring in my mind.
alarm bells? No, nothing yet. So it says, a little stuffed ferret, and you look at the ferret in your hand and you go, "Oh, I guess this must be it." It does look old, but it looks pretty clean. And the interesting thing is that some of the materials on it are a little bit too new to have been made in the 1600s. So you're like, well, I guess it's the same one because it came together, but that's kind of weird. And as you're scrolling through it, you're skimming through this book, and it's, the same thing. Oh, me and the ferret played today, and after a couple of days, he names it Felix. So he goes, "Oh, me and Felix played in the yard today, and we were outside, and just typical kid stuff." And at one point, he starts talking about how his imaginary friend Felix starts talking to him, and how nice it is to have a friend, and it goes on pages and pages, and you realize that the local children start making fun of him for having an imaginary friend, and nobody believes me that Felix is talking to me, but I promise you he is. And it goes on like that for a little while. It just abruptly stops. At one day, it just stops. And there's a blank page, and you flip to the next, and now it's from the perspective of an older, we're talking 29-year-old gentleman in the 1700s. And he explains that he found this stuffed ferret for sale from a traveling merchant. Came with this little leather book. He finds it peculiar that this seems to be an old child's diary. It's very weird that he could possibly have come across this. And he kind of starts writing about giving it to his kid, and he goes, "But maybe I'll hold on to it for a couple of days." The diary only lasts a couple of days, kind of describing some strange goings on. And at the last day, he goes, "I swear the ferret's talking to me. I swear it is." And then it abruptly ends. And then it fast forwards again to early 1800s, and now it's in America. And it's a young, maybe like 11-year-old, talking about how he has this ferret, this stuffed ferret, and he found this notebook along with it, and he found it in his attic. And he remarks on the previous two owners, apparently, and how strange it was that they both ended so abruptly, but he'll hold on to it, and he just keeps writing in this notebook. He remarks how he doesn't understand why he's writing in it. He's not a journalist, and clearly this belongs to someone else, but something's compelling him to write in it. He writes for a couple of more days in it, and actually this guy seems to hold on to it for a little while. We're talking a few weeks. Again, remarking on, after about a week or two, he remarks again, "I swear this ferret's talking to me." But what's interesting about his take on it versus the previous relative adult is that he kind of runs with it. He doesn't think it's an imaginary friend. He's almost interested in it from a scientific perspective. And he doesn't quite understand what's going on with it. That goes on for a few days, and this is the closest you get to start understanding what's going on, that you think these guys are onto something. This ferret talks to them. Now, maybe it's cursed with insanity, or maybe it really talks to them. You don't quite know yet. But again, it just ends abruptly. Picks back up early 1900s. A little girl owns it this time. A little 9-year-old girl owns it. She talks about how she loves this thing, and how, there's interesting goings on in Europe, and she's afraid that her daddy might have to go away. She keeps hearing how her daddy might have to go away. She doesn't know. And she says, "But at least I have Felix with me. I've named him Felix. That's what the little boy called him." And it goes on for a couple of days, and eventually, same thing. It starts talking to her, and she says, "Felix has told me that Daddy's going to die. I think I should get rid of him." And then it abruptly ends. That's the last entry of the journal. And what happens after this is plenty of blank pages for you to write in. And you have a pen on hand. But there's plenty of blank pages. And the ferret is sitting right next to the book.
Okay, I'm going to start a diary entry then with today's date. And on writing, I'm describing how I purchased this ferret at this pawn shop the day after having this incident with the passenger,
Us-
and
Keep going.
I'm gonna try to not a seance, but like some type of. I'm gonna look into this talking ferret
Okay.
idea.
Cool. So, I assume you signed it at the end? Like you sign your name off?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that I'm gonna go. It's gonna look like how the other
Okay.
diary entries look.
Cool. So you do that and you close the book. Do you choose to go to sleep after this, or do you want to do more research?
No, I'm just gonna look at the ferret and see if I can, I just see myself staring intently at it.
Okay.
Like, look, are you really magic, Mr. Ferret?
Staring at it yields no real result. You do get the same sense you had before, where it's like, there's something magical about this. This is a little bit strange.
All right, I'm gonna put it on the nightstand and click off the light.
So you're in bed now. Okay. So you're laying in bed, and just like, that half second before you go to sleep, and you no longer realize you're trying to go to sleep, and it just happens, in that exact moment, someone says, "Good night." Nope, you just go to sleep. It doesn't wake.
Okay.
It's quiet enough that you don't wake up.
All right.
You're not sure if that was a dream or not.
Awesome.
All right.
Got your friend.
It's the next morning. Does anybody do anything in particular in the morning?
I whip up a quick breakfast, probably of like toast and butter, get showered, have a cup of coffee. And then I send out texts to everybody. And I'm going to send it to everybody, so I'll just put it in the public chat, I guess.
If you would really like to type it out, be my guest.
Okay. Well, I won't have to then. But it just basically says, "Morning, everybody. Meet you at the Met at 9."
I would like to track down, see if Antoine's around, and let him know about the incident last night
With the ferret or with the pawn
Yeah.
shop?
with the ferret.
Okay. Antoine is around. You find him. There's so he has like it's not like a private living quarter, but it's kind of the living quarter he uses. I don't mean like a bed. I mean more like a living room area. And he is in there some mornings, kind of drinking a cup of coffee, just starting his day. He's already well dressed though. So that would be the logical place to check first. You go in, he's there.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Mercer, you got a minute? I knew to ask you a couple questions.
He kind of looks over the couch. You would have come in sort of behind him, and he goes, "Oh yeah, of course. What's going on?"
So now I'm relating the incident of getting the ferret, reading the diary passages, and of what I think happened last night.
And do you have this on you now?
I grab him out of my jacket pocket, and here he is.
So you have the notebook and the ferret. He holds his hand out. May I?
Yep.
He looks it over, and he kind of turns it around, and he goes, "Seems like an ordinary ferret to me. Stuff, a children's toy." He kind of looks down like through the face, and he goes, "But I do sense a little magic. I can feel that." Well, you're a smart kid. I mean, curiosity has always been the Achilles heel of mine. But I leave it in your capable of hands to decide what to do with it. I do recommend not exactly throwing him out immediately, if that's your concern. He's in your capable hands, after all.
Well, all right. I grab it back, put it in my pocket. Have a good day.
Do you look... where is he? Ken, you live in a home, right? You live by yourself?
I live in an apartment somewhere in New York.
Okay. How does everybody get to the Met?
I'm gonna take the subway. Actually.
Oh, I make sure that I groom myself before I leave.
You look real
Yeah.
good?
Shave my nuts, the usual.
Okay, yeah,
That's it.
Take a shower, you shave your nuts. It's the 1-2 punch.
That's right. That's right.
That's how it works.
Those balls are as
As
smooth
does
as eggs.
everyone.
Yeah, I would take the subway over there. Yeah,
As Dopefish suggests, back, sack, and crack.
exactly. See, it's me.
Yeah, there we go. We all do the back sack and crack routine and then get on the
No,
side.
no, I might be the one who might be getting laid. Right?
Yeah. I can't believe you rolled so well, and I have to roleplay a female who's attracted to you. Moving on. So,
Not only that, you have to roleplay a female who's attracted to a guy with a huge dick.
that's true.
Yeah.
What was I getting at? Oh. So, Mark, how do you get there?
Just take a subway.
Okay, so you just take the subway, and I assume Ken takes his motorbike?
Ken?
Not Ken, sorry, McLean.
No, I said I take the subway like everybody else.
Okay, so you take the subway. I think you might have been muted when you said that, I'm sorry.
I might take the truck just in case we need those Dead Sea Scrolls.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone makes it to the Met, no problem. There is never parking near the Met, Conrad, so FYI.
Yeah, there's definitely not.
But you do find something close enough that makes no matter. Do you put it into the typical camouflage mode?
Yes.
Okay. It's there, you have your keys, it's all locked up, it's good to go. And you all meet up at... Please don't tell me I deleted it. Well, I might have deleted like the one image I didn't want to delete. Nope, I didn't. You show up at the Met.
Hey.
Needs more JPEG.
Yeah, right.
Don't diss
I
my
can almost call it a
PNG.
museum.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
So, you show up at the Met, and we're going to say Mark Carl got there first. Unless Mark Carl objects.
No.
He's on point today. He's on fleek today.
Right. My ducks are in a row. My dicks are in a row.
That's definitely true.
I mean, he has to roll again if he's going to have more than one.
If he has more than one, he has to roll for every penis he has. So, Mark's there first. We're going to say that from simply my knowledge of New York City subway system, everyone shows up an hour late. So, Ken would logically show up next. McLean walks up, and then Conrad walks up last.
Morning, boys.
And
Some motherfuckers.
I guess we just roll in, see what they got here, and take a look around.
might as well start walking up the steps.
Alright, let's
Do
walk
we
in.
pay the admissions fee?
Yeah, that's a big question. First of all, it's a suggested donation.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's a suggested donation that you can't get in without making.
Yeah. I just walk up and crumple up a gum wrapper and toss it in.
No, it's like a person
No,
you have
like
to
there's
walk.
like
There's
a
like a
stand-
desk of
I know.
people.
I know.
Just leave that on the counter. One ticket, please.
Yeah.
He
I guess we all
just
go
pulls
on
out
and
his enormous
decide what you
dong.
want to give.
One art, please.
Yeah.
An art.
So,
You see my dog? Hey, bud.
aw, pepperoni.
He's trying to get my food that I just finished eating, so.
What a jerk.
But you can't have any.
Ooh, we're gonna use this one. Everyone's bitching about my pictures.
It's good enough.
I just want to get the worst picture I can imagine and just use that.
Yeah. Just take that picture that you have, open it in Paint, save it as a JPEG again.
Show in folder. Because fuck everybody. So, who walks in first and chooses not to pay like an asshole?
Is that really a question?
Okay. I'm gonna pay.
All right, let me put it this way. Does anybody not pay? I guess that's the easier question to ask.
No, I would give a small donation.
It's $25.
Yeah, it's a $25 suggested donation that you have to pay to get in.
Is it really? Get the fuck out of here.
now that's the question. Do you pay or not?
I'm going to.
I would imagine you would. McLean?
Yeah, I'll pay.
Conrad?
I'm gonna throw a 5-spot down.
Sir, it's a $25 donation.
You're obligated to pull a race card right now. Just
Yeah.
saying.
But just be happy I'm here, man.
Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. Conrad? Are you sort of trying to smart mouth your way in, or are you trying to actually convince her you're right?
You're muted.
I think he knows. I think he's just thinking.
Yeah, I'll smart mouth my way in.
Alright, charisma streetwise.
Oh boy, here we go.
The bet explodes.
Just smart mouth your way into a museum. Nice.
Reroll that 10.
All to save $20 too.
Yeah, right? She looks at you and she goes, well, hold on. And she goes to get a form that basically allows you to get in through, charitable circumstances or whatever. And you've been here enough times to know what to do. So as she turns away, you palm a like one of those little foldy badges that they give you to get in. You kind of palm one and just kind of roll walk your kind of do like almost like a spin juke move around the group, and you walk right in.
Beautiful.
Can I roll to spot that, or would I have seen that?
You walked in first.
Okay, so I probably do I have to roll to see it, or I'll put it to you that way.
Perception awareness.
Okay. 5, 10. Rerolled 10.
You look at
What's he
him
rolling for?
to see if he saw the kind of smooth move that
Gotcha.
Conrad made to sneak in. You look over, you do catch it, and you go, well, at least he got a badge this time.
I just shake my head. I wish I knew. And just walk in after paying and everything. I do the right thing.
All right. McLean, you do the right thing, right? Mark, we're only up to you.
Is there like a board that like shows how much it costs, like up somewhere?
There's a sign that'll say suggested donate. That says
Yeah.
suggested.
Yeah, there is a sign. Those are the prices listed on it.
Alright, I'm gonna click this.
Shout out to Holkin for finding that.
Alright.
Oh wait, I give the actual fucking link.
What Holkin has, I thought.
Holkin did, but then.
Oh, I linked to the
followed up.
actual Met website.
As I'm walking up, I shake their hand. Hey, how are you? And I start walking in.
Okay.
Fashion.
They go, oh, excuse me, and a security guard, an old man. I mean, he's not like some, an older man kind of like walks like, excuse me, sir, you must pay the, there's the entrance fee.
It's a donation.
Yes, to get in. You see, we really rely on those quite a bit.
Alright, fine. I slap $12 down on the table.
So, you're a student?
Yeah.
Do you have your student ID on you?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh no, what are you actually getting?
Matter.
Matter Prime?
Yeah, stop.
I don't think he knows.
I want to like take out. So I have that crappy fake passport or the fake passport, but I want to like show it to them and let them to think it's a student ID.
Now, are you trying to make that as a magical effect, or are you trying to just be such a smooth talker that they just like, oh, passports are student IDs now?
I think it would be. Let's do magical. It's funnier.
Okay, now here's the next question. Are you trying to make it so that they mentally believe it's a student ID, or are you actually manipulating the passport to become a student ID?
They mentally believe it.
Okay, and they mentally believe it's your picture?
Yeah. It looks like a student ID from like NYU.
And Ferg suggests you put your hand in your pocket and pull your middle finger out.
That's actually way too witty for Mark Hall.
You're dirty.
Oh, my student ID is right here.
Incredible. Look at that.
So, if you were trying to psychologically convince them, we're going to say, let's go ahead and use our magical cheat sheet to determine if it's a level 2 or a level 3 effect.
Yeah.
Oof, this might be a Mind 3 effect.
Ooh.
We're going to find out, though. Don't you worry, boys.
Oh boy.
Fucking Mark Carl. Always
Fucking
doing
Yeah,
this.
I always have to make it difficult. It'd be against my nature if I didn't make it difficult.
You're completely right. And you know what's funny? For how often you work in accordance with your nature, you never use willpower.
I know.
He just does it. It just happens.
All right. Oof. This is a Magic 3 effect, like it or not, guys.
Alright.
So what this means is that. So I guess your coincidence is that is what? What could possibly be your coincidence here?
I gotta hear this.
It's the right shape and size, and it just appears to be like an ID.
So what are you doing, like the old school, like, oh, badge?
Yeah, you can kind of like flash it quickly. Like, you can't really get like an actual good look at it.
Okay. I will accept that as a coincidence with potentially disastrous results later.
Yeah. Well, I ride.
Are you flashing it like Jackie Chan in Rush Hour?
Pretty much exactly like that, yes. So you're gonna have to. You gotta roll your. You gotta roll your arete. Would you like to spend a temporary willpower point to guarantee a success?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so on your character sheet, go ahead and tick off one of those temporary willpower points. Roll your 3d10 for your arete. God damn! Go ahead and take your victory lap.
Oh god.
What was his difficulty? 5?
I mean, no, he wasn't doing that ridiculous of an effect, so his difficulty is 6.
And you got him.
No, it was difficulty of 5, you're right, because he has his foci on
Because he
him.
had the willpower.
Yeah.
No, the willpower doesn't
the
lower the
foci.
difficulty, it gives you a guaranteed success.
Oh, okay.
Mark, what is your mind foci?
It's me saying knock knock. So as I present it, I go before I show it to him, I go knock knock.
And he goes, who's there?
My ID, and I flash it up quickly and pull away.
Glorious!
Oh god.
So, sure enough, you succeed. For some reason. So,
Between Kenji's roll and Mark's roll, it's like we don't even have to play anybody else. Just watch those two roll.
so to just give everyone a quick idea of what happened there, mages when they first start out use foci, kind of like a wizard's magic wand, but you need one per sphere that you inevitably learn, and they're typically a little bit more personalized per person. So, for example, I once played a character who's kind of ingrained in Japanese culture, and he had a samurai sword he would carry with him, and that was one of those foci. And there's plenty of other things. Mark is a garbage comedian in New York City who thinks he's the best. So his mind foci is he has to tell a knock-knock joke, and what that does for him now that he's more of a trained mage is it lowers the difficulty for him.
That's amazing.
It coincidentally is also the greatest thing to ever happen in human history. So,
I stroll through confidently.
So he goes, all right, sure enough, NYU it is. Proceed. Don't forget, and he hands you one of the badges.
Yeah, thanks.
This game is amazing.
We're gonna go ahead and assume that Ken, you saw that as well based on your previous roll.
Okay, and I just kind of stayed to the side and just dumbfounded, like,
What just happened?
and he walks past, and as he walks past me, I'm still just like mouth agog at him, like,
Ken, you know that was a magical effect that happened, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure. That's why I'm just like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? But
I give a nod and I just keep going, walking past him.
Give a high five while he's walking past.
I just sigh and follow the group in.
Did anybody have the foresight to grab a map before they walked in?
Nope.
Perception awareness to see if there's maps strewn about in sort of nice little hangings on the wall. McLean finds one. Ken goes, "What's a map?" But does not botch.
Okay. I just
How do you botch looking for a map, by the way? I'm curious about that.
We would have to figure it out if it happened.
I think it's one of those things where it's just like I know that I should be looking for the map, or like I know.
Oh no!
Like,
If you botched, you would have definitely done something along the lines of like, "There's no maps. This place is randomized," or you would have been like, "Oh, a map," and like stolen something out of an art cabinet. Like, it's a map.
No.
But he didn't botch.
He would have caused the magic effect that would have been like all paradox, and the whole game world would have imploded.
Oh God, could you imagine? So, all of you except Ken are able to locate the same, sort of wall-mounted with its little brochure maps in it. Ken has no idea what you guys are looking for.
I just like confusedly was like, kind of shrug, and I was like, I think it's this way, and just start walking off, half looking back and making sure they're keeping up with me, as if like I'm walking.
Mark Carl's trusty sidekick, Bark Carl.
Again.
All right, so now do you actually actively walk away from the group, or do you just wait to see if they tell you to stop?
I'm like I'm walking like I know where I'm going, and I'm just looking at them like, will these guys fucking catch up already? But like, kind of half like slow walking, if that makes any sense.
Does anybody try to stop him?
Nah.
All right. They all walk very much not the same direction as you, but they are walking coherently together.
I start waving over like, and just like.
Oh, Dopefish, don't you worry. They've split the party a number of times early on. They learned quickly.
Oh yeah. I almost killed all of us.
Twice? Yeah, twice.
Twice.
Mm-hmm. Twice.
And not only that, you got us in bad situations where we had to stick together and almost all died.
Yeah. So,
we yell out to him.
Okay.
Not gonna split the party yet. It's not time.
It's not until you're in imminent danger, and then
Exactly.
you're going to split the party.
We're in a pretty public safe space.
When we go into a room that has a locked door, and we don't know what's behind it, that's when we split the party into one.
Two of us are going to head back outside now.
Yeah.
I just start walking back to the group like, where are you guys going?
Get a map, and I point at the maps.
Yeah, we got to get a map, Buffalo Boy.
I could have sworn it was over. All right, whatever. And we just
That
start
buffalo really fucked you up, huh, man?
What? Why do you keep saying it's a buffalo?
Because it was a fucking buffalo. Get over
Ken, just so we're clear, you saw a buffalo? Like, it was buffalo-shaped, but you just believed it to be a trophy.
Oh.
It's not like you looked at a buffalo and saw it as this beautiful chalice. Like, it was a buffalo.
The Stanley.
It was a
buffalo.
buffalo, but you just believed that this buffalo happened to be the ultimate trophy of ice skating.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Dopefish, yes, you do very much so need a map of the Met. It is very large and very, very complicated.
It's like 3 floors, isn't it?
I think it's at least 3 floors. I think some parts are even higher. It's winding and stretchy. Things get moved around on occasion. So
at least it doesn't have the same awkward hallway that the Guggenheim does.
yeah, well, the Guggenheim was also designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, wasn't it?
Yes.
So
Yes,
he needs as many awkward angles as humanly possible that make you confused to look at it. So you guys each get a map.
Yeah.
And something you all noticed on the way in was there was a special exhibit of some religious items. It was one of the most recent, Christianity throughout the ages kind of an exhibit. It's a traveling exhibit. You notice on one of the signs outside that it was in, Exhibit A or whatever, Special Exhibit A. So if you open up your map, you will notice on the top floor, we're gonna say I think there's a 4th floor in the middle. Am I right, Veritas? Like the middle of the museum has a 4th floor. Or is it only 3?
I'm not a human map of it. I can
Well,
tell you there's 4
get
floors
on it.
with the. I can tell you there's
Nope,
4
there's only
floors in
2.
natural history.
There's 2 and there's 3 floors total.
Yeah, I think there's 3. I could ask Jules. That's her thing.
So, there's a special exhibit. It's a special exhibit on the 2nd floor. We're gonna say. You all locate it on the map. There you go.
All right. Anyone else want to check any other exhibits while we're here?
I think we're here for the one thing, so.
Yeah, Moo really likes his Jesus artifact.
Well, it's the Met, man. It's more than Jesus artifacts.
Yeah, but we also are on a time limit. I tap my watch and say, I mean, what time is it now?
By the time you all get
paying
in,
us to go sightseeing.
by the time you get in, it's probably about 9:45.
So we only have probably, you figure, another hour tops before we got to start heading over. I mean, we're really kind of looking around, so we should probably figure out where this exhibit is and what our options are as far as what to do, maybe secure it if we can.
Sorry.
Mark picks up his dog and throws it through the window. Please roll dexterity and melee. All right, so you guys just beeline to the exhibit?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, so y'all head up to the 2nd floor, passing the beautiful Egyptian artwork and what have you.
Do I see any buffalo?
On the way there, you do not.
Okay. Let's keep walking.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, I'm not going to change this picture just yet. And you make her upstairs to a special exhibit, and there is just a plethora of religious artifacts here. There's carved crosses, both anywhere from gold to wood. There are I can't believe you're changing your stream to that. There are there's golden wooden crosses. There's various reliquaries. For anyone who doesn't know, it's something you keep the physical embodiment of a saint in, like quite literally like toenails and shit like that. There's some books. There's some original prints, some older prints of the Bible. There are some tabernacles, just everything you could possibly think. Everyone should roll perception awareness to see if they can find what you're looking for.
Fuck's sake with these ones.
Boy.
Why am I here? What am I doing?
Surprising everyone involved, McLean and Conrad are able to locate it. Ken is completely lost as to what he's looking for. He just doesn't know what to look for. And Mark Carl has entered the wrong exhibit.
Yes. Oh, God.
But Conrad and McLean are standing right in front of what, both of your very cursory knowledge, just kind of basing it off of the thing you saw last night, what would appear to be something like a Dead Sea Scroll.
Yo, I think this is it.
Wait, what?
I said, yo, I think this is it.
I'm not in the room, right?
You're not
Am I
in the
like someone
room.
else?
Ken, you're actually not near them. You're still in the same exhibit. You're just not near them. It's
Oh,
only
okay.
McLean and Conrad sitting next to each other, next
Okay.
to this thing. It's just the two of you.
So I'm just kind of...
You're still milling about, pretending you know what the hell you're looking for. So, McLean, Conrad just spoke to you. Muted and not paying attention.
What?
There you are. All right.
Alright. I was muted. What did he say?
We
I
found
said,
the
yo, I think this is it.
Oh. It could be. We probably need Mark to verify.
Yeah, where'd that motherfucker go?
Getting himself in trouble.
Am I like anywhere nearby where I would like see them or no?
You're completely in the wrong room. Like,
Yeah.
you're not even in the same room as them. You've said to yourself, I think the Dead Sea Scrolls are over here.
You staring at the Mona Lisa?
He's like no, he's like staring at dinosaur bones at this point. Like he's not even close.
We should probably go find him.
All right. Yo, Ken.
Huh?
You walk. I assume you walk over to them.
Oh, okay. Where we going? Because I couldn't find it. Did you find it?
We think we're gonna get Mark and see if he can verify.
Where even is he? And I mean, I'm looking around trying to find him as we're walking about.
Do you guys actually looking for him or?
Yeah, we go find Mark.
Okay. What you need to do. All right, you guys are lucky this time. After looking through a couple of exhibits, you find Mark trying to pet a woolly mammoth.
Hey, buddy.
It's behind glass, so he's just petting the glass.
What the fuck is he doing?
I don't know. I start walking up to him.
You're a big scary monster, aren't you?
Do I hear that?
As you walk up, you would hear that, yes.
I look over him and go, "Are you talking about your dick again?"
What? No, I'm talking to Bruce over here.
What? Well, okay, but I think they found the scrolls, and we should probably join them.
Alright, just give me a second.
Oh my god.
I turn around and follow him.
All right, so you all make it back to the Dead Sea Scrolls. Mark, make a willpower roll for me. Just pure willpower.
Yep. Dog, I'm gonna kill you. Do I spent one, or do I?
That's
was
only
that
your
a
temporary willpower points. I'm just talking about your permanent willpower points. The amount you roll for a permanent willpower roll never changes.
Okay. Stop.
Unless, of course, you level it up. Yes, you do indeed follow them.
Okay. Okay. So wander on over.
Aw, poor dog.
Don't ever get a dog.
I think my stream might be bugging out a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Could just be me, though. So y'all walk over the Dead Sea Scrolls, or what appear to be them. And you guys show them to Mark, because he's still a little distracted.
Yes.
Okay. So you actually pointed out to him. Mark, are you actually interested in determining if they are Dead Sea Scrolls or not, or are you still too distracted? You succeeded your willpower roll.
Okay. Yeah. I can take a glance at him.
Okay. So you glance at the Dead Sea Scrolls, and you need to make an intelligence occult roll.
Become them deep.
Oh my
Oh, what?
Oh my god!
Oh.
Well, if you spend a temporary willpower point, it won't be a botch. So you at least got that going for you if you want to do that.
I mean, should I?
I mean, a botch is significantly worse than a failure. I can tell you that.
Alright. We'll do it.
Okay, so go ahead and tick another one off.
Yeah.
And it's simply a failure, not a botch.
Should have banked these temporary willpower points that I earned back.
Well, you just gotta keep making them jokes.
I know, right?
So you look down at them and you go, and you think to yourself, that looks like a Denny's menu. But it's definitely not a Denny's menu, because they didn't invent Denny's back in the Stone Age. You know, by the way, somewhere in your mind that these weren't written in the Stone Age, but
Yeah.
in your current moment.
I say out loud, but kind of like, not really at anyone. Are we at Denny's right now?
I look confusedly at him.
After a minute, the best you can conjure up is, that sure looks old. That's the most comprehensive thing you're able to put together.
I can't tell.
If anybody else has a cult, you can roll an intelligence occult roll yourselves.
Please save us.
Yeah.
I should really use my experience points, huh?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Conrad, you go. No, that's a Denny's menu.
No, it's definitely Denny's menu.
I wonder what Kenji's thinking.
McLean, I will allow you to do an intelligence academics roll, based on the logic being, as you know, as opposed to an occult roll, is that you've already seen a couple of these. So all you really need to do is, does this look like that?
Got it.
Please save us.
Everybody else has.
If you're counting on me, not good, because I don't have that many.
10, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah, right. Like.
Give me the 10. Give me the 10. Nope, not even close. Ken, you could spend a temporary willpower point and boost it. I'll allow it.
Temporary willpower. Yeah, I'm gonna like think so hard the vein out of my forehead starts bulging out.
Oh, you're such a scary dog.
Alright, so Ken, you spent one?
Yep, I did. I already ticked it off.
Okay, so here's what you got. Mark thinks he's at Denny's. Conrad knows he's going to Denny's after this. He doesn't think, he knows. McLean is already about to walk out the door to Denny's. And the only person, and you're looking at all this going, what the fuck is everyone's obsession with Grand Slams? However, you're able to look at
They're
it.
delicious and filling. I mean, what do you expect?
It's true. However, you were able to look at this thing, compare it to the things you've seen earlier, and say to yourself, look, you know, I'll admit that I don't know as much as I know, as much as, say, Mark knows. But that's a Dead Sea Scroll. If it's important or not, fuck if I know, but that's definitely a Dead Sea Scroll. And it's behind this. It's in a hermetically sealed case. So it's like air, it's temperature and humidity controlled in the case itself. So if you were to open this and take one out, you don't know how long it would last. These are old documents, so that much you're able to put together. So you know more about the actual construction of the paper and the pedestal in front of you than the writing or anything like that.
Right.
So that is what you can be sure of. Whether or not it's going to be a useful Dead Sea Scroll, because as Mark indicated to you a couple of days ago when you were in the brokerage, that some of the scrolls are worthwhile and some of them are not.
Right.
So that's where you're at right now. You know that this is a Dead Sea Scroll, and you should analyze it further to determine if it's worth your time.
Well, I mean, it looks like a scroll. I mean, I can't read it. Can you, Mark?
I mean, do you think they have bacon?
Who does? The cafeteria?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, if we were like able to like get a closer look at it, maybe.
Well, I mean, I don't exactly think we can just reach in and grab it. The thing's hermetically sealed.
I don't know, man. I just can go for some pancakes right now. Is all I know.
It's like the one guy who actually knows about this, and all he wants to do is eat.
What did you say it was in? It's like behind like glass and like hermetically
So
sealed.
it's in like a glass case. You can look right into it. It's very clear. It's a museum exhibit. They're not hiding
But
anything.
it's like its own like
It's like a
It's
pedestal.
not like behind like a plate glass wall or something.
No. It's like in a pedestal. The pedestal seems to have wires kind of plugged into the floor right next to it. This is like a environment controlled box that it's in, but it's in like just a pedestal, kind of in like, you know, this thing is set up sort of in rows. There's some stuff on the wall. This one happens to be in one of the rows. It's not like its own exhibit. It's not like, oh my god, look at this. It's just kind of part of, as you were walking through the hallway, it would just be one of the things you would look at.
Okay. So how are we gonna get these boys?
Can I tell if this is like a traveling exhibit, Jojo?
It is, because it's in the special exhibit part.
Okay. I mean, if it's traveling, we might know. Hang on. I look for. I try to motion for Mark's map. Can I? May I?
You have your own
Yeah,
map.
sure.
Oh, I thought I didn't.
You didn't know where they were, but when the maps came about, someone handed you one.
Oh, okay, got it. So I start looking at mine, and I'm just like, huh. Would I look if I looked at the map? Would I know where the exhibit's from? Can I talk like was the exhibit was stuff donated from or whatever?
Can you rephrase the question because I'm not understanding?
Okay, so if this is a traveling exhibit, do we know who donated portions of it? Essentially, I'm trying to find out if there's a point of contact or anything like that.
So if it's a traveling exhibit, who's the owner of the exhibit?
Correct.
Yeah, like donated by or whatever.
Boy.
It says for more information, ask at the front desk.
I wince. So we're gonna have to talk to the people that we just.
I look at the map too, and what does it have like a date range for like when the exhibit's there?
Um,
Like
do
you know,
you-
from
yeah, I do.
till
Do you remember
July.
what day in game it is?
It's
Or like
late
generally speaking?
December, I think, right?
I don't recall the date, honestly.
What did we start on?
I think you guys started in November.
I want to say it's like early to middle December then,
Probably, yeah.
because we've gone through what probably about like, including the 5-day gap, about 2 weeks, I guess.
So it says until December 20th. And we're going to say that today's date is the 18th.
Could always steal them as they're trying to bring him out.
If we want to go that route.
Or we just come in here tonight.
I mean, I don't know about you. Well, actually, I do know about you, I say. And mention, but I don't think we're kind of outfitted for that sort of thing.
Out of character, you know your mages, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm
You
not.
were
No.
spitballing.
I'm talking specifically to Flip Kamikaze's remark. We're not outfitted for that. You have the ability to make any. You can make a tank appear.
Yeah, well, I'm trying not to.
We're not outfitted for that. Dude next to
Yeah,
you
but
has $50,000 in his pocket.
In my 1970s Ron Burgundy style suit with white goddamn shoes.
Correct.
I don't know. Let's just say my first experience with magic in this world has kind of soured me.
Yeah, you definitely almost got shot by a cop.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for being gun shy.
Yeah, first roll of the game, almost die.
Literally almost die. For anybody in my community, the first time I tried to use mine to tell a cop that I was like supposed to be inside a crime scene, I botched so badly the guy forced me down at gunpoint on the ground. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, could
I
just-
can't deny the dice don't lie, and I'm trying to kill you, boy.
So let's see. We could
Well, we
So-
can think about it. Like, can I look at the watch now? It's probably like 11, I figure.
Yeah, it's closer to like 11:15.
Okay. Well, we could probably figure this out on the train ride over, because we have an appointment to keep.
Yeah, you're right.
So I start motioning to the exit.
Does everyone follow him to the exit?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So he motions towards the exit, and you all just follow suit. Nothing strange happens on the way out, and you're out front again.
What do you want to do? Subway? Cab?
I don't know.
Or JPEG.
Or JPEG?
You guys hop on a JPEG train.
No,
You
I could
really
drive.
want to leave without them scrolls, boys?
You think you can make something? Well, I guess we could make something happen in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, we just said a lunch date. We didn't say when we had to be there. When I talked to my girl Molly.
We could buy more time.
We still got these
Or we
badges.
could wait until fewer people are here. I just really wanted to scope out the place and see what our options.
What time does the Met close?
I thought we were gonna conjure a tank and drive through the front door.
The Met closes, we're going to say, around 8. I think that's a fair estimate.
So how about we go chat with my lady, and then we come back here when there's less people around.
McContact.
That sound like a plan? You know, maybe we
I like it.
Yeah.
see what happens when there's less people around.
You should
Let's do
ask
it.
her on a date to the Ren Fair.
All right, let's rock and roll.
You want to just take the truck?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Might as
let's
well.
do it.
So,
All right, you guys head on over the truck. You get on inside, and you drive over to the gallery.
I sigh and just go, this feels familiar. We should probably be on our toes once again.
Probably should have stopped at a Denny's on the way.
I'm not giving up my weapons and stuff.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. We already know what the merchandise is. We just gotta convince her that she should part with it.
Oh, forgot to get a little gift.
Oh, shit.
Is there anything? I mean, we would get there pretty quick since we're not taking the subway, right? We
Yeah,
just go,
if you want to say that you told you know, did you want to get there and have forgotten, or do you want to just say it on the way over?
let's say it on the way over.
So we can stop at Denny's, and Conrad can have his Denny's, and you can get her a Denny's gift card.
Yeah,
You're
there you
talking
go.
like you don't want Denny's also.
Mark, what exactly are you looking for?
Kind of. Is there like a nice chocolate place over there or something, or you know?
Make an. Where are you at? Mark Carl. Intelligence streetwise.
Let's roll 65 dice.
Those last 3, though.
Yeah. Six.
The number of the beast. So you do notice a chocolate place. You remember that there's a chocolate place nearby. Your first instinct was, isn't there a nice one in the area? And in truth, there is. There's an incredible chocolate place right near. You're close enough to it, if I'm recalling correctly, that you could have stopped there. But that's not the first place your mind goes. So you kind of just stop at like a local confectionery. You find like a local candy shop. Nothing particularly fancy, but it's not a Dwayne Reed.
Yeah. All right.
Nothing wrong with the Dwayne Reed.
It's like one of those places. Is it like a, fill my own candy bag kind of places, or is it?
It's a candy shop in every sense of the word.
All right. I'm gonna stop in real quick. I gotta get something for the lady.
I roll my eyes.
Wander in. I don't even know what to get.
You better think fast.
Yeah. Let's look for, is there like truffles, like any kind of like little truffles.
Roll. What's something horrific I can make you roll?
Like stupid.
Perception etiquette.
Oh, yes. Yes! Ah, so much for getting her a Snickers bar.
Yeah. Right.
So you successfully find some really nice truffles. You know, if 10 is the most expensive thing you could have got her and 1 is like Necco wafers, then these are like 7s.
Right.
For the record, Trilbo, Necco wafers are negative because you're the only person in the world who eats those things.
Yeah.
Necco wafer's
I don't know what
delicious,
those are.
and you shut your
That
mouth.
masquerades as candy.
The Tums that they accidentally sold to children.
Yeah.
It's preparing you for the adult life.
Because it's a tube of disappointment, just like everything else.
Yeah. So I go up to the counter and ask to give me a pound of those truffles.
Okay, those truffles. Any specific flavor you're looking for? Assorted.
Yeah, just throw some in a bag.
And mix those all together in a big jug. So she.
Yeah, the Skittles back there.
Give me that beer with the candy floating in it. You know, Skittlebrow. So she takes out a bag, and she puts a assorted 1 pound of truffles together, chocolate truffles.
All right. How much are you?
She puts it on the scale, and she goes $11.25.
All right. I pull the money out of or put my wallet out of the messenger bag and pay her.
You're not gonna try to haggle this price?
$11. Yeah, no. No, you
Don't-
handle the
don't-
money. She gives you the change. No big deal. Hands you the bag.
Don't encourage him, Conrad.
Yeah, right. I don't want to get a fight with this person working the counter.
This young woman working the counter,
Yeah.
just trying to put food on her table.
This teen.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yep, walk back in the car.
okay. So you walk back outside, and the party is waiting for you in the car.
All right. Hop in.
So what'd
We're
you
good to go. What was that?
So what'd you get?
Just some truffles, some girly candy.
All right.
Can I have one?
Are you
Yeah, sure. I hold the bag open for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Pretty good.
delicious.
Yeah.
So
What's up?
you guys head over.
Mhm.
So y'all go over, and you park in front of the house. You get out, and it's the scene in front of you. Do you go up and knock? It is. We're gonna say it's 12:05.
Yeah.
Okay, you go up and knock. If you remember correctly, there was an ornate handle.
Mm-hmm. Knock, knock.
Mind effect.
Oh God.
So she opens it up, and you see her there, just like she typically is. Some new paint on her face. She has a cloth in her hand, and she's kind of brushing it off. Ah, okay. You're a little bit late.
And we never set a time. We said the lunch date. It's lunchtime.
She gives you like a coy smile, and she goes, "All right." She closes the
Okay.
door, and then you hear like a latch open, and she opens it up all the way. And she's wearing, like, not nice clothes. She's wearing stuff like she was just painting or something like that. So not like painting her house, like actually, constructing art. Doing one art. And
She's arting right now.
she's arting all over the place. She's committing art.
Yeah.
And let you guys in.
As I walk by, I hand her the chocolates and go, "These are for you."
I think Dopefish wants you to go, "Oh, thanks, Mark!"
Oh, you're so
Does
attractive.
it make her roll if she's vegan or not and she can't eat the chocolate?
Yeah, she's allergic.
Yeah, shakes the coffin and just smashes it in your face.
Yeah.
She's lactose intolerant.
So she takes the chocolate, she opens it up, and she goes, "How did you know?" And she eats one. She closes the bag, and Mark, I need you to roll appearance and something that makes sense. Appearance, expression. You're trying to keep up this charade that she likes you.
Okay.
That like somehow she likes you for reasons I'll never.
Appearance, performance.
Sure. One.
Wait a second, you're an asshole. You said appearance.
Yes.
Okay.
Which you still get a +1 on.
Yeah.
Sure enough. Sure enough, she's still with you, man. She's
Oh
still.
my God! With the +1.
She's just same head over heels for you, man.
He's a puddle on the ground.
There is a puddle on the ground, if you know what I mean. Boosh.
Oh my god.
So she winks at you as she takes the chocolate and walks into the sitting room area that we discussed previously, which I, for some reason, don't seem to have anymore. That's depressing.
Uh-oh.
I'll find one. Nevertheless, she walks you over to the sitting room, and she sits down and kind of motions for you guys to sit across. What does everybody do according to the roles that she believes you all to have?
I just stay stoically faced. We're in that little anteroom where we all sat down, right?
Yeah, so it's like you walk into like a vestibule area. It's got like a little notepad, like a little like a writing desk, I guess we'll call it, just like a little thing, like a hutch almost. And then you walk into the next room, and it's sort of a sitting room, which I'm looking for a good picture of.
Right. It's the same room where the guards like took our guns and stuff like that.
If you were to cross into the next room, yes, that would still happen.
Oh, we're just before there. Okay.
Yeah, if you remember, there's like the negotiation room, we'll call it, and then there's
Right.
like the back area where they actually store all the items.
Right. So we're in the negotiation room.
Yes, which
Okay.
we will refer to as the sitting room.
The sitting room. Sorry. Well, I kind of sit where I sit where I was before, which I think is like next to Molly, if I remember correctly. Actually,
well, she's in like a single chair here, and then there's a little coffee table in front of you.
Right. I sit where I start sitting there, and then I realize that Mark has gained some sort of sway, so I kind of like shift over to the other seat to sort of position it so that Mark is as close to Molly as possible.
Okay, so Mark, are you trying to sit like with her or across from her?
I'll sit like next to her, but like not like too close next to her.
Well, she's on a small chair.
Oh.
So your options are basically like sit inside of her body
Yeah.
or sit across from her.
I'll sit across from her. I'll sit inside of her body.
Like you could sit on like the arm of the chair she's sitting in. Let's put it that way.
That's too much. I'll sit across from her.
There you go. Found a nice little sitting room for you.
Fancy.
You're gonna love my nuts. Yeah. So we could say that she's in the single chair. It's a little bit closer to the table though, and there's the double chair, and then the love seat and the couch. So you sit where on the couch, kind of close to her, or do you sit on the love seat all the way across from her?
I sit like the couch closest to us, on the side closest to her.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. I'll pick it up what you're throwing down. Conrad and Ken.
I'm sitting like I guess across from her, but like away from the two. I guess if that makes any sense.
No, it doesn't. On this picture in front of you, where are you sitting?
Okay. Molly's sitting by herself in the single seat, right?
Yep. And then next to her on the couch is Mark Carl.
Okay. I'll position myself across from her then.
Like all the way across.
Yep.
'Kay.
On the love seat.
Beautiful. So you are like right there.
Correct.
Whoa.
Yeah. Star wipe. Conrad.
And I'll sit next to Mark. Not like right on top of him, but on that cushion right next to him. Over Mark.
So you're the green little square there, or the blue square rather.
Nope,
I didn't
that's
do that,
me.
but
Sounds good. So I know where everyone's sitting now. Beautiful. So she motions for y'all to sit down, and she sits down. Who talks first?
So, let's do some business.
Well, you disappear on me for 5 days, claiming to do overseas business, and then walk into my establishment after I pencil you in so generously. What is it that you want?
Well, we made it. We brought you some nice gifts. Some nice little chocolates. All is good.
She kind of crosses her arms. She's definitely got her business face on, but you could tell you're still getting to her.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody notices, but I'm sort of semi-visibly biting my lip, trying to like. In my head, I'm just like, okay, well, he's got the best pull, but he's not making the move. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like you think you could be doing it better, kind of thing.
I'm not necessarily going to jump in yet, but I'm just getting like, come on, you know what we need to do.
Yeah.
Let's do the thing.
And I can kind of like sense what he's doing, and I go, I'm just the money guy. You know, let one of my associates tell you what we're here for.
I lean in forward and just go, we'd like to work on acquiring those scrolls.
She sits back in the chair and folds, steeples her fingers and goes, very well. And what are you going to give me?
Well, we have a couple of options. Let's firm down a number. I think we can certainly do cash if that's your preference, but we might have a couple of other things that you might take interest in. Perhaps even a dagger.
Such as?
Well, like I said, daggers on the table. We do have a couple of other trinkets, and I look over at our muscle, since he was the one carrying the stuff that we got from Mahmood, right?
He is. No!
I just have cash.
You have the stuff on you.
Oh, I do.
In your suit of holding.
Yes, which I'd forgotten about. Still staying in character.
Yep.
For example, and I pull it out, and I kind of just open it from her end, place it on the table, slide it forward to her.
Mark then opens her end, if you know what I mean. So you open it up, you slide it towards her, and it's an assortment of antiquities, a variety of various magical auras being given off of by them. Mahmood has assured you that if these got into anybody's hands, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And she looks at you like, may I? She doesn't say that, but she kind of gives you like a may I look as she reaches for the case.
I nod, just like open-handedly. Go ahead.
Okay. She picks it up, and she kind of rifles through it a little bit. They're not like, thrown in. They're in like, their own separate compartment. For this package, I can offer you... I mean, no more than maybe the tooth of Muhammad. The scrolls are a little more precious than this.
How much more precious? I lean back and cross my leg. I rest my ankle against my thigh.
Yeah, I'm following. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
Alright.
Well, let me see now. And she pulls out a little notebook, and she kind of flips through it. She goes, well, if you were to give me all of these, you would still require... She rips out a piece of paper and writes on it, and she slides it across the table.
I lean forward, open it up.
It says $250,000 and or the dagger.
I fold it. I motion over for Mark and hand him the paper with the information.
I grab it. I look at it.
I kind of look at him expectantly, sort of playing the role of, I'm the talker, you're the money. Do you think I should, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mark, OOC, that is an actually pretty reasonable price.
That's actually just about that.
If they're valuable to Mahmood.
Okay.
As we've said before, there are some that are garbage. When you looked at them last, you believed that they were sort of what he was looking for. You weren't able to read all of the text. A lot of it was fading. Some of it was ripped. But you were able to put it together that it wasn't one of the lesser useful ones. So something like this, I mean, $250 is a little high, but it's not ridiculously high. If she had called you out for $500,000, that would be insane. But the one thing that's giving you apprehension is that she's trying to get $250 plus all of these trinkets.
Yeah.
You think you could haggle the cash value
Sure.
down a little bit?
Well, 250 doesn't sound outrageous, but the 250 plus all of that, there's no way we can do that, hun. You'd be ripping us off blind.
She reaches over and puts her hand on Mark's leg, and she goes, "Oh, sweetie, are you really thinking I'm taking you for a ride? Well, not yet, anyways."
That's for after dinner later.
She sits back in her chair and she goes, "Fine, I suppose. How about all of the trinkets in this box, $100,000 plus a date of my choosing.
What happens if we're interested in some other items?
Well, I suppose we'll have to negotiate that at a point.
Kind of look at the other guys and say, should we let her know what else we're interested in?
And again, I'm still I've leaned back in my foot on thigh position and go. I nod.
What about you two jokers?
How's she planning on going on a date with all four of us?
She looked at Mark Carl when she said that, just so we're all clear.
Alright. You mentioned the tooth. That's something that's of interest to us. And also, the chip that's claims it's from Excalibur.
I can
That as
assure you
well.
it is.
Of course, but I'm sure you can understand that we'd like to do our due diligence on it.
She puts her hand up to you. She looks over, and there's the two guards, as they always are in the room, and she motions for one of them to come over. The one who seems to be slightly more in charge comes over. She leans into him, and she whispers something to him. He whispers something back at her, and then they kind of nod at each other, and she goes, I'll tell you what. I'll take the trinkets. I'll take $100,000 in cash. No money order, no checks. And you can do a little favor for me. If you agree to those terms, you may have all three, provided you succeed.
No date?
There may be a date at another time.
We did.
Is she like looking at me when she says this?
She's looking at Mark, but when Mark doesn't say anything, she looks over at Ken.
What sort of favor are we talking about?
Let's say I need you to acquire a certain something from somewhere I'd rather not go.
I clench my jaw. I look like I'm deep in thought.
Where would this place be?
I, of course, can't reveal any details until I know we have a deal. She goes, of course, and she starts to stand up. She goes, I could always show you the door.
I look at the group. What do you guys think? You know, we're all associates here.
I kind of purse my lips and just kind of say, I think we could handle that.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
She smiles and goes, I like your logic. Now, let's begin, shall we? And that's where we'll end the session for tonight.
Oh boy.
Jumping in the shit again.
Well, I mean, we can't. This game isn't all just.
Oh yeah, of course.
Should be good.
So I want to give a quick shout out. He's not watching, but a good friend of mine, Jack, who I haven't seen in a very long time, taught me this game. So some of my play style is actually heavily influenced by him. And this experience divvying system, which we're about to go through, is directly taken from him. I'm not even going to mince words about that one. So everyone's going to get 1 point for simply sitting their butts down in the chair and playing. Every person's going to get 1 additional point of experience for learning something. I think it's fair to say that everybody learned something tonight. Then there are 4 experience points, which the party, and if I would like to step in, I will, because I'm the storyteller and fuck you, that everybody votes on to see who deserves the point. And we'll go through those now. Anyone have any particular order you'd like to go through these? Or you want me to just take it over? All right, I'll just take it over. So I guess first and foremost, we're gonna do. The 4 are who role played the best, who had the coolest effect, who helped the party the most, and who moved the story along the most. And I know those last 2 can seem like the same vote, but there are subtle differences why they're not. So I suppose let's go ahead and start with coolest effect. Again, this doesn't have to be coolest magical effect. This could be coolest physical effect, coolest social effect. Just kind of who did the coolest thing? Who did the coolest action?
I'm sorry, it's the knock knock joke.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
I gotta start taking notes like while we're playing of just like things. It's probably a good idea.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, even my chat saying, it's got to be the knock knock joke. That was fan-fucking-tastic. I'm just saying, I don't know if anybody else noticed anything, but...
Someone in the Twitch chat who goes by the name of Hive Lord, shout out to Hive Lord, has said that he thinks what he learned during this game session is what Denny's has on their menu. Or she, I apologize. I don't mean to be gender biased. So we're going to go ahead and give Mark Call that extra point for coolest effect for the knock knock who's there, my student ID.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Okay. So the next one we're going to go to is who helped the party the most?
Gonna go
Nope.
Kenji there, I think.
What
At least when we're all walking around like stupid idiots, and he goes,
We walked around like stupid idiots.
yeah,
Technically, it was Conrad and I that
Identified the scroll.
identified the scrolls.
oh, was it you two that did it?
Yeah. But then,
Yeah.
like, when we all came back and we started looking at the scroll that's saying, look at it, that's when we started thinking Denny's. I was the only quote-unquote sane one, but...
Okay.
Well, you're the only one who didn't have breakfast on the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
thinking.
why I had the toast. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Always be prepared.
Coyle, get the link you know I'm thinking of.
What'd you say?
The YouTube link.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Of course, yeah. Give me a second.
Oh my god.
Just go
Gotta
ahead and
find
link.
the right one though.
You know the one. Please do. Please go ahead. If you could link that in the Dope chat and also in the
Yeah.
Twitch chat and also in the Hangouts chat.
Yeah.
Oh god.
This is what everyone had on their mind today. So, are we going with Ken for keeping the party together when everyone thought about Denny's, or are we going with Conrad or McLean for noticing the Dead Sea Scroll?
That's tough. Because both
There
were
you
kind of pivotal.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Because like if we didn't find it the first time, we would have just stood around with our dicks hanging out. If
This YouTube link is footage from inside the Met this evening.
Yeah.
And in the Hangouts chat too, Mark. In the Roll20 chat.
Ah.
There you go.
Sorry, we're doing the help the party the most.
Who helped the party the most?
oh my god. I will go.
Oh, that's not even what I was talking about!
Oh, what were you talking about?
However, I'm really excited that you shared that one.
Almost as good.
No, I'll get what I was thinking of.
What is going on?
But yeah, I'm
here?
gonna,
Yeah,
I know
now
what
you
you're
know what I'm
talking
talking about. This
yeah.
is what was going on today.
Yeah.
This was
Oh,
Kenji
God.
talking to the entire party.
God.
Live footage of Kenji talking to the party.
That's pretty much what happened. Yes.
Yeah, so let's give it to Ken then.
Alright, so Ken gets
Alright.
helped the party the most. Next
Yay.
is who moved the story along the most.
I'm gonna go with Mark because we
Yeah.
had to have
His Molly
Molly be
connect.
the contact. Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait till next game is all stealth and McLean wins all
I know.
points from just rolling 8 dice for dough every time.
Yeah.
I do 97 backflips past the guard. He dies from awesome.
I forgot about the other effect too. That was when Conrad destroyed the buffalo.
That was pretty good too.
Ooh, that's a good point.
That was the
Mm.
yeah.
That's an equally good effect.
So I'll toss that one out there too.
And I like how that was a magic effect used, completely irrelevant to the game.
Alright, so
Yeah.
we have a contention for vote. Do we give the point to Conrad for completely unnecessarily destroying Kenji's beloved statue?
And my
do we
dreams.
out of his dreams and into his car. Or do we give it to Mark Carl for Knock Knock Who's There?
They're both pretty good.
It's tough.
I'm setting up a poll for the dope chat.
Please do.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go for. We'll move on and then we'll come
yeah.
back.
So then who helped the party the most?
Mark.
Who helped the party the most? I apologize. Was Kenji. Who moved the story along the most?
Or
Mark.
That's Mark.
Mark.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, before we get this poll in, who roleplayed the best? I think this is a tough call.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was a lot of good this one.
Agreed.
I'm gonna Marker Ken.
yeah, I was gonna say Marker Ken.
All right. Why don't we give Conrad the point for best effect?
Sure.
And we'll give Mark the point for best role player, because Knock Knock, Who's There, My Student ID is far more of a role play thing than it is an actual
Fair enough.
effect. Is that fair?
I accept this reality.
Accept your coincidence.
Agreed.
Terrific. Okay, so that's the experience points laid out. You have your you have your work cut out for you gentlemen.
Yeah.
I bet.
I hope everybody enjoyed playing. I will end this session, of course, with asking you, the players, as always, comments, questions, suggestions.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I think we did.
We're getting our asses beat next round, I can feel.
Well, Muscles Magoo over there is just gonna flex his way through everything. He's not even gonna...
Of course. I mean, what else am I gonna do?
And then I'm pretty much in my bag of carrying gonna carry the entire arsenal of Fort Knox because I feel like that might be an option as well.
I found a gun. I found another gun. I found another gun. I found another gun.
I found all this ammunition. What is going on?
Just chains and belts.
Yeah. You can be like the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Mark, what are you buying?
Yeah.
So yeah, just as a quick sign off, thanks to everyone who watched through Twitch, through Dopefish. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds on Dopefish, but tomorrow night, if can I talk about what I'm streaming tomorrow night, or is that not okay?
That's fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure no one's gonna get pissed off. Tomorrow night, estimated 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, America. We are gonna. I am going to be streaming over on twitch.tv/ThrillJoeBaggins. I'm going to be streaming what I like to call Thrill Joe's Throwbacks. I'm going to be playing classic games that I believe are unsung. So I'm going to be staying away from things like Mega Man, Mario, etc., etc. Tomorrow's inaugural game, this is the first time I'll be doing it, will be Demon's Crest on the Super Nintendo. If you don't know this game, it's absolutely fantastic. I like to describe it as slower Castlevania from the other perspective. If you don't know what it is, come on, check it out, watch it, it'll be a good time. Thanks for watching, and if you liked what you saw today, you can go ahead and watch us again next week. We're playing every Monday at 6.
Yep.
So, alright guys,
Theoretically.
thanks for watching. Thanks a lot. Take it easy.
See you guys later.
I'm off.